do that? No. It's fucking annoying. Jesus. Alright, that takes care of that. Alright. We'll do the fucking Twitter thing. Give me a second. Oh, that's a good one. Oh, Alexis. Okay. Righto. Okay. How's it going, guys? Yeah. Don't know how long I'm going to stream today. Like last week, still got a bunch of shit to do, but I think that's going to be the case for for most weeks going forward. So we'll see how we go. I haven't had breakfast, so this is my breakfast. So when I get hungry, I'm probably going to fuck off as well. So there's that as well. But yeah. Anyway, how you guys been going? Today, we'll just do the standard talk about Superhuman. I was going to play a game, but I forgot to fucking download the game. And I was going to draw a character, but I still haven't decided what I want the design and the powers of the monster to be. I'm still going like back and forth on that. But so that's getting pushed back. I don't know what we're gonna do next week. Next week will probably be either drawing that monster. I've got two I want to draw. I don't know which one I'm going to draw. Either that or playing that Asian dating game. So we'll see. But yeah, today we'll talk about Superhuman. Also, my mate, the one I was talking to last week, he told me to start using GPT to ask GPT about like philosophy and shit. Because the AI can't really tell you like the right ethics. It has some restriction, but people can't really tell you the right ethics either. But it understands the literature quite well, apparently. That's what he said. So I thought I'd ask it a few questions because I've always got a bunch of like weird questions I want to ask. So I figured we'd have a go, see if it's interesting or not. See how AI values life and such. So we'll just fuck around with that for a little bit, see how that goes. And then, yeah, and that's it. Just questions about Superhuman. That's basically how it goes. Yeah. Hello, Pindamus. How's it going? Jerry Axladdy. Have I seen you before? Or did you change your name? I remember there was a Jerry before. I don't know if you're the same Jerry. Nuggetfish, how's it going? Did you notice in your Discord how someone did some statistics to see when you're going to update next? Well, it's going to be wrong, but no, I didn't see that. Which channel is that in? I'll check that out. I'll have a look at that. Why not? Shit, I'm all out. Hello friends, hope you all are having a good day. Yeah, that's right, just started for me, so, you know, about as good as it gets. You know, for the morning. Sup Weird World, I just got finished watching the previous stream from last week. Lol, that beastie talk was definitely something. Yeah, I was going to ask the fucking AI about about some of my bestiality ideas. See what it thinks of of fucking animals. Yeah. I don't, wait, how restrictive is GPT? If I ask it, can I stick my dick in an animal? Will it will it try and censor me? Will it get like weird about it? I wonder. Well, we'll see. I for one welcome our new AI overlords. Yeah, well, what are you gonna do? It's already out at this point. It's no going back. So my PC blew up and lost my local files. Replaying Superhuman to get back up to date. Just wait for the 1.0, mate. You know, I'm sure it'll come out eventually, right? And gotta say, the old arcs still hit like a sledgehammer. Love it. Keep up the good work. Yeah, I was wondering how the old arcs like hold up. I feel like once the Klaus arc started, it started getting pretty good. But I wonder before then, was Superhuman of a lesser quality? Not just in terms of art, because obviously the art could use some improvement, but like in terms of writing and such. In some ways, I feel like my language, the way I used to write scenes was better than the way I write it now. Right now, like I've been trying to do it more in this next update, like my more traditional method, because there's the high effort writing and then there's a low effort writing. In the old days of Superhuman, I did a lot of high effort writing because I couldn't draw fast enough to have a lot of images, so I had to rely on like text to like flesh out what was happening in the scene and everything that was going on, and that was a lot of high effort writing. But as I started drawing more and relying on text less, I've been doing more low effort writing where I kind of just describe things as they are and then let the image say the rest. Whereas in previous, I used to like dramatize a lot more of what was happening, make the language prettier, make it more interesting to read. And I feel like I've kind of lost a bit in that sense. I think the way I write some scenes, not in terms of like the structure, I think the structure is fine, but in terms of how, like the words I actually use to describe some scenes is a little bit more boring than I used to, and that was just kind of as a result of my drawing more and getting a bit lazy. But yeah, I've been feeling like kind of the urge to make my words a bit nicer, make them a bit, you know, like because there's a real talent in like sentence construction and like making something sound like interesting and kind of beautiful. And I think I've got what it takes. It's just the amount of effort I'm willing to put in, and that can vary from day to day. Like I think they say, like there's two types of like writing skill. There's the overall writing skill, like which is how you'll build your story and make interesting characters and all that bullshit. And then there's like the way you actually portray it, like on the page, like with the words. Like I heard that someone say that Brandon Sanderson, a very famous author, like he's not very good at the pretty writing, but he's really good at like constructing his characters, his world, the events and such. And then there's other authors I can't, like Shakespeare would be an obvious one, but I don't know if that's the right. Actually, I'd say that's obvious. That might not might not be the right way to do it. But other authors who are like really good at making their scenery sound really captivating and interesting to like dive into, but aren't necessarily the best at like the way their characters are portrayed or the events of their stories. I'd like to be good at both, ideally. One's more important than the other to me. Like it's more important for my characters to be good, because I've got the unlike most authors, I've got like the art that I draw to like supplement it, and I think that's that's good as is. But it'd be good to be good at both if I can help it. Had a bit of a fucking phlegm there. Did I take a hay fever pill? I'm gonna go take one actually. I'll be back. Okay. Alright. Yeah. My hay fever doesn't feel too bad today, but I take one whenever I stream just in case. I don't want to be fucking sneezing or, fucking stream. Or scratching my eyes for that matter. Wood was going to ask ChatGPT about ethics so that he has an idea how would Rebus and artificial life look at such topics. In a sense, actually. I thought a lot about how... Well, not the Rebus in general, but the Rebus, but like in general, how like an alien species would look at humans, like how monsters are in their nature. I've like touched a little bit. I haven't gone too far into a monster's nature. I've gone a little bit into it. But how their minds work, how they like it doesn't. Some monsters, it makes sense for them to be quite similar to humans because they are originally humans, like they're monsters who infected humans and then they became monsters as well. So I'm alright with them being quite similar to humans, like in a general sense. But then there's also the alien type monsters, the ones that were never human in the first place, or or were built from something else. And Rebus is kind of falls into that category, and as do a few others. And I often think, how should their nature be? Because they shouldn't want the same things and the same like desires that humans do. They shouldn't be the same. It should be like something a little bit different. Then they're like the way they think. Like I think I've touched on it before that that a lot of monsters, even the ones that are like based on humans, they don't like think in the same kind of sense. They're not necessarily unintelligent, but they don't. The way they go about thinking isn't quite the same as humans, and that can lead to less or more intelligent actions. They don't speak the human language, obviously, but why would they? They've got their own language to speak, and some of them speak it well. Some of them, where the fuck's my water? Some of them speak it poorly. Hang on. I was playing Outlast Trials with my friends out in the living room. It was a good game. It was very interesting. We're playing on the hardest difficulty because, you know, we're not pussies, and because it's just more fun that way. Hard games I find are more fun with friends when you're like failing a lot. But yeah, the aesthetic of that game, Outlast Trials. I haven't played the original Outlast games. Actually, I might have like played at a friend's house, but I never like fully completed the original Outlast games. Very, very interesting aesthetic and concept. I like it a lot, and I think it's giving me some good ideas that you might see, not in the near future, but in the moderate future. So yeah, I'm quite excited about that. Yeah, my water was out there. Very interesting game. So we wrote, how's the hammer hanging today? Is that like a reference to Dick? Is that what that is? It's hanging fine. You know, nothing special about it. General, scroll up a bit. What am I scrolling up? It's in general. Fuck me. In general? General's the one that's the most pain in the ass to search. Because there's always someone fucking chatting there. I don't know. What's the status of the Discord? Is it still as busy as it used to be? I don't actually know. Like, I feel like I should do things to make it more busy, but I don't know how busy it is currently. And I also don't know how the fuck I do that. How far up am I scrolling? Is this a yesterday thing? When does Weird World stream on Twitch? Yeah. Oh, Superhuman release beta release patterns. Right, day gamma. I tracked the update beta release date to try to predict when the next update comes out. The last 3 updates took 114, 90, and 107 days respectively. We are on day 100. Interesting. We will had a holiday break, so the trend is not so reliable, but we'll probably get it in the next 2 weeks. I'll let you know right now that ain't happening. I think I said this on Patreon. What is ODS? What is this file? Open documents Bittrate. I don't know if I actually want to download this. But yeah, I'll take his word for it. Oh shit. I've got big fucking ass. Yeah, we'll scratch that. Yeah, I think I mentioned this in the Patreon that I'd be taking a few months. Like a few months extra than my normal release pattern. Because, you know, it's going to be a big one. So, when can you expect it? I don't know. What is it now? It's January? Maybe April? You can expect it. Maybe. But that's just a guess as well. So, you know, don't take my word on that. But yeah. and just let you know ahead of time. Hey Weirdward, good evening. Long time no see. I wrote up a code predicting when the next update beta comes out. I have plots and everything. TLDR, 90% chance update comes out next 2 weeks. Got it right? Nope. I'm sorry, mate. You're better than Shakespeare? I don't know about that. I don't mind AI. I personally think it's needed for our advancement. Oh yeah, for like medicine and technology and shit. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm personally, I'm hoping that we achieve like a fucking general AI really soon, and that it cures a whole bunch of shit. You know, because apparently, I don't know if we're ever going to reach this stage, but there's a point in AI where it learns like faster than we do, or something. Where it'll learn to a point where it can improve itself better than we can. And that'll like snowball like exponentially, and it'll become like super like mega powerful, like understanding like a whole bullshit around the universe kind of thing, like universal understanding. I'm hoping it achieves that point and like solves hunger and all that, and like does all that bullshit. Like there's also a good chance that it like wipes out the human. Well, not a good chance. I don't know why I said that. There's a chance. I don't know how good or bad the chance is. There's a chance that it just wipes out the whole human species, like fucking Skynet from Terminator. But in my opinion, that's a risk worth taking. Because we're all gonna die anyway. So what difference does it make? We're gonna die at some point. So why not take a chance at least and let AI put us in the matrix and extend our lifespan for a million years or whatever. So yeah, I'm like, in terms of technology advancement, I'm all for AI. I hope they go crazy with that shit. Like unironically, I'm one of those guys who thinks the government. Actually, no, I don't know if I'll go that crazy, but yeah, limited regulation on AI and high-powered advancement as much as we can. In terms of like art and all that stuff, I think there's arguments for and against it. I'm not super sold on like it's all like copyright infringement and all that stuff. Not super sold on that. In terms of art, like in terms of like its appeal, I think there's there is a little bit of soullessness in it, I suppose. But not everything needs to have fucking soul, does it? So yeah, I'm kind of like mixed on that. But yeah, in terms of technology, I'm all for that shit. All for that shit. Same name. I just haven't been able to watch the stream for some time because of the time zone. It's like 1 a.m. here. Oh, fair enough. Maybe you are the same Jerry. Maybe I'm just thinking your name used to be different. I remember a Jerry. I don't know if you're that Jerry. So, anyway. Oi, what's up, Julieta? How's it going? Are you I always ask whenever there's a feminine sounding name in the fucking chat. I always are you a female? Because I feel like I've got like almost no we call women in the audience, and I don't know actually how I feel about that. I feel like the game probably is targeted towards dudes. You're playing as a dude, you're fucking a lot of chicks and stuff. But I probably could do more to like include the women audience. I try to make the guys somewhat attractive as well, like to a certain degree. Like the MC, try to make like relatively attractive, but yeah. Hey Woodward, how are things? Yeah, they're alright. They're alright. They're busy, but they're alright. Shakespeare wishes he could write a game as good as well, he didn't write. Did Shakespeare ever write books, or did he just write the screenplays? I don't know. That's why I was kind of like fumbling on that. I don't actually know. Hey Woodward, hope you're doing alright. Yeah. Oh, hey Turin. I remember you. Woodward, how are you doing? I hope you are doing well and the update is not exhausting you too bad. It is exhausting me, but not too bad. So, how much can you bench? I got up to 225 a few months ago. Pounds, obviously. But my elbow's kind of fucked, so I've kind of reduced it. I don't know what I'm doing now. I think that's I don't know what it is in pounds. Be 50. 50. 60. I think it'd be about 140 in pounds. I think. But that's just my like regular, it's not my like one rep thing. I do about what I do like 12 with that. Okay, yeah, I'm trying to do like more volume and less weight because my elbow's kind of stuffed. But you know, hopefully we get back to trying to do a bit more weight. Hopefully. Hi world, hey Meat Clap. How's it going? That's a good name. Klaus arc was where it got good. I was just watching the Michael vs Oscar fight before this long. Yeah, I thought that was a good one. Funny you say you put more effort into the old writing. I was reading the writing for when Alice enters the fray in the Aldane Manor raid, and I was thinking a lot of zeal went into this speech. Yeah, a lot of. I did put a fair bit of effort. Like I still put effort into the dialogue. Like, depending on how dramatic I want the scene to be. You know, but like in terms of narration, I don't know. I feel like I used to put more effort in. Also, Brandon Sanderson gets his fucking shit done, unlike some other authors. Yeah, maybe that's because he doesn't he doesn't think too much about like the writing, speech, and all that. Yeah. He does get a lot of fucking books out, doesn't he? Also, how is it coming along? Can we expect an update in a month or two? Well, I just answered that. Woodward playing Outlast Trials to figure out how Thanos can mess people up. For science, of course. Well, we'll see about that. But maybe. Oh, you are going to take a few months extra? I hadn't read that post. I'm pretty sure I said that. It was a very long post, so you probably skimmed over it and then just missed that part. It was like one of my longer ones. Damn, my model came the worst moment possible. Oh, yeah. This one's going to be quite exceptional in terms of length and how I do things. It's the one where I said I'm going to break it up into 3 parts. Remember? Chad spits and pisses on stream. Who the fuck is Chad? Woodward, I have to ask, what is this room you are in right now? Is it a renovated garage or something? It's exactly what it is. The person I bought this house from renovated her garage, and I just kept it as is and used it as my office because she used it as her office back in the day. So I just did the same. Just moved right in. It fits me well. It's got all I need. My desk fits. My shit fixed. Yep. Rebus is a walking ChatGPT. I don't know about that. Hopefully the AI doesn't decide that we're the main problem. Yeah, ideally we'd have like safeguards for it to prioritize human prosperity, but you know. Very base. Yes. I find it fascinating when stories have blue-orange morality. What does that mean? Like Fae stuff always goes hard in my mind. What does blue-orange morality mean? Ask GPT. What does blue/orange morality mean? Is a storytelling term for a moral system that doesn't line up with human ideas of good versus evil at all. Ooh. Instead of good versus evil, black and white, or right and wrong with shades of grey, the axis is something alien or orthogonal. I do like this. Hence blue versus orange. Two sides that aren't morally legible to us. What it means in practice. A character or culture with blue-orange morality isn't trying to be evil or good. True. Operates on values that feel strange, inhuman, or abstract. Well, yeah, obviously. May do things that look cruel or kind, but for reasons unrelated to morality as we understand it. Oh, mine's kind of like that. Oh, I mean, I say mine. I mean, I've got a few characters who operate under similar conditions. They're not misunderstood villains. They're playing a different moral game entirely. Lovecraftian beings, for example. These are classic examples. AI or alien intelligence. Fair folk or fae. That's what this guy was saying. Some gods, rewarding devotion, such. Black and white. Yep, true. I do appreciate this as well. That's a useful summary. Go down. Where was I? Very based. Don't want to fight in the men of Iron Rebellion. True. AI will shit itself with the amount of resources needed to sustain it if we were to reach that level of. Yeah, but ideally it would learn how to more efficiently run itself too. Run itself on less resources. That would be the ideal. All the AI only got to do is wait till mankind ends itself. True, but ideally it'd help us stave that off as well. Help us achieve space travel and such. So April, by then the update would have taken around 5 to 6 months since the last one. Yeah, exactly. I said it was going to be like a Eternum length of time. I don't actually know how long Eternum takes. That was just a guess. But it feels like it, to me, the guy who makes Eternum takes about usually like 6 to 7 months to release an update. That's how it feels to me. I don't know if that's true, but that's basically what we're going for. We're going for like about their length. And ideally the update would be about his quality as well. That's what we're hoping for. But we'll see. However, I wonder how much content will it have considering your planned release schedule. Will it be as long as a normal one? It'll be longer than a normal one, but it'll be split into like 3 chapters. So it'll maybe be slightly shorter than a normal one, but the 3 chapters will release 1 month, a second month, a third month. So they'll be released in fairly quick succession. That being said, it could also be bi-weekly, so every 2 weeks, or fortnightly, you'd say. Every 2 weeks. It could also be that. But I haven't decided if I'm going to do it like every month or every 2 weeks. I'm still considering that option. Because I would like even more time to like, what do you call it? Add to finish to each part. You know. As a normal one. Hey, Weird. Hey, One True Author. Welcome in. I feel like you're reading my mind here. I just started reading Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson. I will say his writing has that simple, down-to-earth writing that makes me fall in love with Superhuman in the first place. It's easy to get into with a general conversation, so you can use your brain to focus on the world building / magic / fighting. Makes sense to me. Makes sense to me. Yeah, I feel like my dialogue is very, very natural compared to a lot of other media that I consume, which that's not necessarily a good or bad thing. Like some dialogue you don't want to feel like normal because they're not normal people. But for my dialogue, usually it comes down. A lot of them are college students. A lot of them I just speak like normal fucking cunts, and I feel like my dialogue feels quite natural, and that's something that I think I've always had. But yeah, I was more talking about narration in the sense that of how I want to do something like the old type of narration that I used to do. But we'll see. Now, dude, your hammer. Do I have a hammer? I've got a hammer over there. You know, I've got one. I don't hang it though. I just let it rest. Wow, opinion already discarded. What opinion? These were the prediction. Literal heresy law. No, it's a Family Guy reference, actually, but it's slang for asking how your day is. Oh, yeah, that's fine. The day's fine. It's pretty busy. So you're an accelerationist? In terms of AI, kind of. But accelerationism, from what I understand, is like furthering like a really bad society to the point where everything got like furthering what you interpret as a wrong in society, to the point where it gets to the point where it starts harming people, and they realize that they have to take steps to fix it. That's what I understand that accelerationism is, and that's not really what I'm talking about for AI. I'm an accelerationist in terms of AI because I just wanted to accelerate really, really fast, and do a lot of good shit for us. Not in the sense that I want it to be restricted or limited. I want it to go as far as it can. Now that could lead to really bad things, possibly, but that's not what I'm hoping for. I feel like accelerationists, they want the bad thing to happen, so that society realizes and wakes up to the need to fix it. That's what I feel like accelerationism is, but maybe I'm wrong. Within 7 days, 90% chance. Oh, you did a whole fucking stats. Within 14 days, 93% chance. Within 30 days, 96.8% chance. Within 60 days, 99.3% chance. Within 90 days, 99.8. Well, you got the 90-day one right, kind of. Apparently, I got the last one right at least. True. It's been pretty busy. Pragmatical. Is that a word? Pragmatical? No, it's not a word. Sorry, mate. Yeah, I was referring to tech advancement when I said that AI is needed for stuff like art and movies. I don't care about it. That's probably my opinion as well. Don't really care about it, for now at least. Yeah, a question. We saw a few chosen using a weapon, Varavan sword, Indra's bayonet. Let's say that Aos has the maces his wife uses. Does he? He might. Which weapon would you say is the strongest if the chosen had the same amount of power? Who knows? Do I want to say? Probably Indra's. We'll just say that. Indra's weapon is the strongest. How you doing, man? Yeah, I'm doing right. Why no Mia in the last Patreon pool? Because she's not romance or... Have you finished the first chapter, or are you still working on it? In terms of art and shit? No. Well, it's on its way. It's on its way. It's written though. Yeah, question. We saw a few chosen using a... Wait, no, I just read that. A man doesn't need more than that. What doesn't he need more? Weird, do the apostles carry their own name instead of just being called first, second apostle? And if they do, will we learn them someday? No, they don't. Doesn't mean they necessarily refer to each other as the mortal life of the universe does, but they don't have their own specific name. Asking which would win in a gunfight is a bold choice. Yeah, gun beats sword, right? Like the first being called Joe. I don't know what that's a reference to. I'd say more transhumanist than accelerationist. Yeah, kind of. Like transhumanist is like ascending the human mind, right? And I do believe that's the path forward. Adding chips to our brains to integrate AI to create superhuman intelligence. I do think that'd be awesome, and hope that's the case. But to be honest, I'd be happy living in the Matrix as well. That's just a brain in a fucking jar. So, what's the theme of the stream? The stream? It's this one we haven't gotten into yet, but a mate of mine, the one I was talking about last week, said I should start asking ChatGPT about ethics and morality and philosophy and all that shit, because apparently it's quite reliable on the literature, and because it's not dealing in straight facts in the way that I hear AI gets wrong shit wrong sometimes. But that's usually in things like law and stuff like that. In terms of the ethical and philosophical literature, apparently it's quite accurate and quite reliable. That's what my friend said anyway. He's got a fucking, not a PhD. What's the one under PhD? Masters in philosophy or whatever. Yeah, so that's what he said, and I'm going to give that a try. I'm going to test my bestiality thoughts, and if I have other questions against AI, and see if the AI can answer my my quandary about why we can't fuck animals if we can if we can eat them. So that's the general thing. Other than that, we're just talking about Superhuman. Right now, we're just talking about fucking Superhuman. So we'll get around to that eventually, but for the moment. Also, hello, Weird. Hey, Dom. How's it going? Beastie Part 2. This time it's AI. True. I think Karma is mad at me for saying you looked wrecked by the weather. Is it? Why? Did your weather get fucked? America is about to get fucking bisected by snow. Oh yeah, I heard there's like a snow... a snowstorm. Apparently people think that means that global warming is fake. So... well, yeah, we'll see about that. But, yeah, that's too bad. How bad is it looking? Like, I've heard some people say it'll be fine. It's not that bad. But, you know. Oh, you're American, Dom. I didn't know that. But, yeah, good luck with that. That's far right or far left accelerationism. Normal accelerationists don't really mean for bad things to happen. Oh, is that true? Oh. Yeah, I suppose that makes sense. Maybe I've only heard it in like the political sense. That makes sense. So weird. How much do you game in your free time, and what games? Not that often. I don't have like a huge amount of time, but like for like multiplaying with my friends, I do maybe like twice a week. We just get together because my friends have like normal fucking jobs. One of them like starts work at like 3 a.m. in the morning. So we can't really get them on until weekends. And that's usually when we play. So, because they can't stay up too late. My sleep schedule's like fucking all over the place. But yeah, so for multiplayer, maybe like twice a week. And then for regular games, just, here and then whenever I feel like it. I'm playing Fallout New Vegas. Because I want to watch the show. Apparently, the Fallout season... I've watched season 1. Apparently, season 2 takes place in New Vegas. So I want to like catch myself up on Fallout. But yeah, I haven't had like a huge amount of time, to be honest. So I don't game as much as I used to. AI can be developed in a cheaper and safer way. DeepSeek proved that. The problem is how companies steal people's work to train them models. That's probably true. But I don't know how we can stop that. And it's not necessarily the way I understand it. It's not exactly the same as stealing. Like, it's like training off, like learning off. Which, I mean, I guess you can say is stealing, but I don't think there's any like legal restrictions around it at the moment. What does beastie mean? Like drawing the new monster with AI? Oh, if only that was what we're talking about. No, we're talking about bestiality, my good friend. Generating bestiality with AI. No, I mean more bestiality talk. Censored? Yeah, true. Speaking of narration, I always thought it might be funny to do a demi scene that's not obviously a demi scene, where it's revealed halfway through that Demi's being narrating the fight. Why would a Demi be doing the narration? Demi would make a good speedwagon? Oh, like in the JoJo sense. I get you. Did you see the new Eternal update? No, I still haven't got around to it. Is it out yet? Like for the plebs? Is it out? is it ready to go? I still haven't got around to it. I haven't had a whole lot of time. But I do want to play that eventually. Maybe I'm more curious to know if they have names like Karlach, Yggdrasil, and many more. No, they don't. Nothing like that. If they had names, they'd be references to their order. Or to their nature, but not really. It'd be more to their order. They don't really consider themselves like... Well, I won't talk about that. Oh shoot, gotta go. Good luck. See you, Dom. Hey, Weirdward, just here to say hi. Got D&D in 30, and Twitch mentioned something about streak rewards. Anyway, see ya. See ya, Torrin. I don't know what a streak reward is, but good luck. Sickwood. Oh, Sickwood. 88. Hello, Widward. I ask one thing of you, sir. Please don't kill Shadow. Also, should check out Companion of Darkness, if you haven't already. I personally find it better than Eternum. Can maybe bring some inspiration for Alice when you bring her back from Finding Michael as well. Shadow of Darkness. Oh, Companion of Darkness. Interesting. Let's have a look at that. Let's have a look. It's on itch. That's a good sign. Just make up random age dates. Alright, Honey Select. I don't mind that. 3 years after a tragic incident, you return to your hometown. Just before you reach your destination, you watch as two supernatural forces pit their strength against each other. Oh, it sounds like a fighting type visual novel. Haven't seen that in a while. It seems that you have been discovered and effortlessly overpowered. Well, if you're human, that'd be expected. Instead of dying, you wake up in your bed as if nothing happened. Is this a vampire type game? I'm getting like vampire vibes from the page. Everyday life goes on, whether you like it or not. Not only do you feel like a stranger in your hometown, more and more unexplainable events are happening around you. When the ones you care for are threatened, you must decide which boundaries you are willing to cross and if it is worth giving up your humanity. Sounds very vampire-like to me. Although she's got a horn, so maybe not. Okay. Oh, 10 chapters. That's pretty big. God damn. Yeah. Yeah. Give it a look. Give it a look. Why not? Lamau, pragmatical is a word. It's from Greek. It is a word. It does technically exist in older or very formal contexts, but it's archaic and almost never used now. Yeah. In everyday academic or professional writing, pragmatical will look like a mistake. Use this instead, a pragmatic solution, a pragmatic approach. Anyway. It means realistic, I say. Now, Widward, you're wrong. Surely Rebus got a chaos nuke ready to blow the universe up like his ancestor. What was I wrong about? I don't know what that's a reference to. But maybe. I mean, it's possible. Who knows? It's funny you mentioned chaos nuke, though. Okay, man. But I was hoping, like, maybe them having names like Yog Sothoth are like Lovecraftian ones. But hey, thanks for the answer. Not in that traditional sense, no. I figured they just go by authority, body, time, etc. Somewhat. But also not really that either. Woodward needs to be more like Shakespeare and just invent words, gaslighting the people of England into thinking they're real words. True. Level 4 Evos, made up word. Transhumanist Weirdward, trans confirmed. Real true, we will never know. Maybe. I could be a chick, you don't fucking know. Claude AI is the best at that kind of thing. At what kind of thing? Did you see that one Grok AI Superhuman edit? Not that I can recall. No. What up, my weird gas? Sup, Necro? How's it been? I've got like 4 inches of snow so far, and I think another 8 to 10 on the way over the next 18 hours or so. Damn. We're getting the green Mass Effect ending. What's the green one again? Red was to kill the Reapers, blue was to control them, green is to live with them. Oh, right, for the AI. Yeah, true. Good day, Widward. Sorry for missing last stream. How are you doing today? Yeah, I'm doing fine. Doing fine, mate. Hey, Is my stream working? Oh wait, yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Demi could be narrating a fight in a fan club comic. That would make sense. I think the public for Eternum is out. It's called 9.5 public of F95. Does 9.5 mean like my 0.95? Like, how close is it to ending? What numbers are we really at? True. Legit cried. What, over the Superhuman edit? What are we talking about? You ever plan on playing the classic Fallouts? 1 and 2, yeah. I wanted to play 1 and 2. My friend has. But, yeah, he said recommend. I do want to play them, though. Speaking of AI, have read the book or played the game. I have no mouth, but I must scream. No, I've never even heard of that. What have I missed on the stream so far? Just a bunch of random shit talk, basically. Woodward coming out on strands. True. Yeah, Companion of Darkness is way too shonen for my liking, outside of certain instances. How's the fights, Draco? Do they have good fights? Because I'm still looking for a visual novel that, like, actually puts a bit of work into their fights. Or I should say a lot of work. How are they doing? Like, Superhuman to a degree is shonen. I mean, I guess you could argue it's also seinen, in a sense. Because there's a little bit of darker type concepts in it. But, to a degree. It's public now, yes. Okay. Well, I'll check it out. I'll get around to it. Trust. Maybe by next stream, I'll have given my thoughts on it. Companion of Darkness is very similar to Superhuman, in my opinion. Oh, I see. You should play Astral Lust. It got abandoned, but the content that is there is damn good. That's a shame. Not vampires. No good vampire games until you make your own. Yeah, I'm still looking forward to that. I think the vampire game is the next game I'm going to do. I think it will be. Damn, was he originally a woman? Or are we lucky going to get to see boobs? I don't know, man. I don't know. It could be either. My grandmother says I look like a woman if I put a wig on. So, maybe. So no boobs, lame? True. It's a reference to which chosen weapon was strongest. Oh, Rebus with Chaos Nuke. I mean, Rebus might have some super powerful weapon. This is true. Holy Law Drop. What was the Law Drop? Rebus got a Chaos Nuke. Trust. Yeah. Nice shit, man. Thank you for the Law Drop, my guys. True. I think someone said Eternum has only like 4 or 5 updates left. Interesting. Damn. I feel like it hasn't been out that long either. Eternum's going to finish before me? Shit. Wait, no, 4 to 5 updates could mean like 4 to 5 years. No, scratch that. Superhuman will end before then, I think. It'll be fine. That sounded shorter than I actually thought it was. It'll probably be like 3 years, I reckon. That feels like a 3-year type project to me. I think we'll be wrapped up by then. I think Eternum is supposed to go to 0.313. I see. Fair enough. So 4 more after the sun. Maybe 2 more years then. Now it's more supernatural than vampirish. Has demonic aspects as well. I did see a chick with a horn, which was kind of hot. Companion of Darkness is very good, but it's not anything to do with vampires. It's quite similar to Superhuman, honestly. A couple of people said that. Hey, Weirdworld, you haven't forgotten about the Book of the Second Sphere for this update, right? Have I? Maybe I have. But, we'll see. Claude is the best model when it comes to literature discussing moral issues on philosophy. Ah. Claude, eh? Interesting. Search up Grok AI Love Me Edit. Okay. It's going to take me to something weird. Alright. Kind of weird. I'll look at that later. If Superman Edit, not Superhuman. Ah, Superman, okay. Fallout 1 is very different to the other Fallouts. Very dark and gritty. That sounds fucking good. Fallout's kind of gritty. It's got like a bit of more whimsical in it, I suppose. Dude, Eternum has been out since 2021, Lamel. Yeah, but that's the same time as me. That's when Superhuman came in as well. You can't finish before I do. Motherfucker. Astral Lust also has another girl named Alice, and of course she's best girl. Interesting. Who's winning the poll right now? I haven't checked. I assume like Ella and Alice are probably at the top of the list. Who else is like top in the polls? Fights are better in COD than Eternum, Call of Darkness, Companion of Darkness. To be honest, maybe not quite as good as yours are though, in my opinion. Okay. All right. We'll have to check it out and see their fights. Did I heard darker? Eternum is like 80% slice of life, 20% story. Call of Companion of Darkness is like 80% story, 20% slice of life. What's Superhuman's ratio? Sick. Where would Superhuman fall into that picture so I get a good idea? The fights are alright in Companion of Darkness. Oh, they're all okay. Slice of life. Yeah, I get what you mean. COD acronym is already taken, I'm afraid. True. That's what I was thinking. Eternum barely has any fights. Yeah, it's got a handful. My girl Ella is at the top. We all miss her. Oh, Ella's at the top, is she? Above Alice. I'm a little bit surprised. But, you know, maybe because Alice is on her own journey. People want her to finish her journey off before she returns for some romance. Yes, vampire next. I need my vampire mummy. Yeah, I'm thinking vampire. What kind of woman does your grandma look at? I don't know, man. I don't know. Companion of Darkness has probably the best fights in most games made with Honey Select, but that doesn't mean much since most of them suck. In Companion of Darkness, the fights are someone blitzes the other person. Okay. If Superhuman is an anime, it's also a harem. True. What other game ideas do you have? Well, there's the vampire one, there's the necromancer one, there's the demon one, and then the sorcerer one, kind of. I'm still going back and forth on the sorcerer one. Like, do I want to integrate the sorcerer one into the necromancer one? Because the vampire is going to be like what do you call it? Urban fantasy, like modern day, kind of like the 90s, early 2000s. But the necromancer one's going to be like in medieval times, or like, you know, medieval fantasy. So is the sorcerer one. So I'm thinking, do I want to combine the sorcerer one into the necromancer one, or do I want to make separate necromancer and sorcerer ones? I haven't decided yet. They mean the lore drop Twitch redemption, you dingus. I don't know what that is either. Oh, the lore drop, like as in like my lore drop? Is that what they mean? Who's your favourite Eternum girl? Probably, I think they're all good in their own way. Probably, but the younger sister of the two. The sporty one. She's probably my favourite. Yeah, I found Cross Realms fights scenes entertaining enough. Cross Realms was great. I can't wait for the new patch. Oh yeah, I still got to play Cross Realms. Cross Realms update dropped today, actually. Maybe now's the right time. Also, have you played Cross Realms yet? Nah, I still haven't played it. Haven't had the time, man. I would say Superhuman is like 60% slice of life, 40% fights / main story progress. Okay. Are you the same guy who was doing it before? Oh, I've already forgot. Recently, that's been changing though. Uh, yeah. Yeah, that we're getting more into some main story shit. This is true. This man looks sleeper every time I see him. You talking about me? I mean, kind of. It didn't play the 0.4 since it only released today, but I'm pretty hyped actually. But nothing compared to my hype for the next Superhuman update, to be fair. Well, fair enough. I appreciate it. Also, hello Weirdware of the world. Hello Fallout. How you been? I was about to say, you thought if Eternum was going to end before Superhuman, then I would be concerned for how long the 1.0 update is going to take long. Yeah, true. Life is one hell of a drug. I prefer Cross Realms to Companion of Darkness, personally. I see. Suicide Wang is in first place in the polls. True. Poor old Suwu. Oh yeah, the 5th year anniversary for Superhuman is coming up in 2 to 3 weeks. Yeah. I wanted to get a release date on that day. It's a shame. Is there going to be a Superhuman at any point in the future? Maybe. We'll see how the ending of Superhuman 1 goes first, before we talk about that. Ella, Alice, Claudia, Galay, in order of who wants to be seen. Interesting. Oh, Claudia's higher up than I thought she is. I suppose people want the good kind girl, because we don't have a whole lot of that in Superhuman at the moment. Of just a really nice girl who's kind of somewhat innocent. Yeah, there isn't. Mia's kind of like that as well, actually. Maybe that's why Mia's in demand as well. But yeah, alright, that makes sense. Glay is pretty high. I didn't think people would actually vote for any of the monsters. I just chucked them in on a whim. Interesting. Maybe they want to see their children, the child. Just wanted to say, I find it incredible just how long Superhuman is and how much content there is. Probably the longest AVN I played. It is a long fucking game, isn't it? It is a long fucking game. That's why I gotta say, I gotta get to 1.0. It's gone on for too fucking long. It is a long fucking game. But yeah, this is true. Alice, best girl. Yo, weird. Finally catch you on stream. What's up, one? I haven't seen you in a while. Hope everything is alright. Yeah, everything's going alright. Going fine. We shouldn't forget about the law drop since someone finally redeemed it. Wait, someone redeemed it? Oh, Arc Trooper subscribed with Prime. Thank you kindly. Much appreciated. When did someone redeem the law drop? I didn't say that. 65% story, 35% slice of life as of the current update. Oh, you kind of did the flip of what the other guy said. What on earth should we ask? Who the fuck redeemed their law drop? I didn't see that. I'd say about the same as Companion of Darkness ratio-wise. Definitely close. Oh, interesting. You forgot the space game too? Oh yeah, the space game. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that shit. That one's probably going to take a while to get. Would I do the space game before the Necromancer game? I don't think I would. But the space game would be easier for the sex. I still don't know if the Necromancer game is going to have sex in it, because I don't know if I'm actually allowed to do that. But for the space game, there's going to be a lot of sex in the space game. There'll be a whole lot of fucking shit. But, yeah, we'll see. Alice is great, but I have a theory about Ella that makes me like her more than anyone else. I believe her plan is to bring Indra to Earth so she can kill him for killing Sylar. Sylar was the mother Ella never had, or got to have. I mean, it's possible. Who knows? Wait, I thought you dropped the Sorcerer game because of the book? Or was that the Demon one? No, that's not the Demon one. Yeah, it could. The book could also be the Sorcerer game. That's true. It could also be... The Sorcerer game could be incorporated into a lot of a lot of different things. Yeah, I don't know if I want it to stand alone. Yeah, actually, that's a good point. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to think about it. Tom, leave this main body and go back to hell, you goat lover. Where the fuck's Tom? I didn't say Tom. I would like to know more about the gods of the sky and the sea of the monster world. So anything regarding that. I still haven't seen who fucking redeemed their shit. Let's keep Claudia and Mia pure. Mia and Claudia best waifus, and Alice. Well, if they date the MC, they're not going to be pure, are they? So, you know. We need more vampire games. For some reason, there are hardly any decent ones. Yeah, I know. I'm surprised. I feel like it's such an interesting concept that I thought there'd be more. So the next project is still undecided. Kind of. It's kind of decided, but I don't like what do you call it? Locking myself in. Oh, Killer Instinct. Thank you for kindly gifting 2 tier 1 subs. Thank you, mate. Appreciate you. Vampire the Masquerade Night Road is a good read. Is that a visual novel? Sorcerer and Necromancy set in the same world so you can reuse assets. Trust? Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Maybe. Indra is already on Earth though. That also isn't a recent thing either. True. It's also because Claudia doesn't have any scenes outside of the dream. Oh yeah. I think the dream scene with Claudia was actually pretty good. I was actually pretty happy with that. Was there ever a character where you misjudged how popular / unpopular they were going to be? There's Jared. I thought Jared would be way more popular with the people. So, I guess there's that. Character that I thought that got more popular than I thought. Michael, maybe? I thought Michael was cool, but I didn't think he'd be as popular as he is. I think Michael's the current favourite for male characters in the game. And that doesn't bother me. Michael's probably one of my favourite characters as well. But, yeah, I didn't think he'd be that popular. Who else? Lexi is also quite popular. And Nico. Lexi and Nico are also quite popular. And I didn't think they would be. Especially Nico. But I suppose everyone loves a tsundere. And Nico's... I mean, she's kind of. Not really, but kind of a tsundere. Jared sucks? Really? You sure? You'll come around to him, I think. I think he just needs a bit of time to marinate in your brains for a little bit. You guys will come around to him. Parliament of Knives is also good, but not as good as Night Road. How come you thought Jared would be popular? Because you're just, generally a good guy. He's cool. He's a buff. What more do you need, alright? They should just use Renpai, to be honest. Yeah, they should. Renpai's so easy. It's such a good program. Fuck it out. The best vampire game I played is Seven Realms. But like all good games, they take a long time to be updated. Yeah, honestly, if a choice of games can sell so much with a bad UI, I think I have a shot at making a vampire game in Renpai and then hiring someone to make the art later. Yeah, maybe. Give it a shot. Why not? Mummy Glay is the best. Who wouldn't want to breed her again? That is a good idea. Them being the Sky Queen and Seeking is the most likely guess, but we know very little about those two as well. I think the only thing we know about them is that they had strength rivaling the gods, and that the Seeking was like Henry. Maybe. Pretty sure we don't know what happened to him after he killed Sylar, since Sylar made him forget about the humans, and he wasn't shown up again until the eclipse happened and Zack disappeared after meeting him. Law Drop got redeemed when we were asking about Weird World having boobs. By who? Who did the Law Drop? I did, about 15 minutes ago? Okay. Dicey redeemed the Law Drop. Dicey redeemed the Law Drop. Okay. Got fucking motorcycle out there. Have you played Being a Dick? And if you have, what do you think about it? I have played Being a Dick, and I think it's good. I think it's one of the better visual novels out there. Yeah, I think hyper chest open, confetti emote, share. Okay. Oh yeah, thank you kindly, Kill Instinct. Yeah, I think it's a good game. Good characters. Yeah, attractive characters. I don't know what more to say about it. Yeah, it's one of the better visual novels out there. It's a very high production compared to a lot of other visual novels. It takes a long fucking time to get out though, and I feel like that's waning my interest somewhat. Zero for Super Earth. I know it was Danica and Nico. Wait, did I add Danica to the list? I don't know if I actually added Danica to the list. That you thought wouldn't be popular? Right, Danica. Danica was more popular than I thought as well. Jared is the best girl. Also, who the fuck is dying in the background though? I don't know. Neighbor, I guess. Ira and Melody as well. Is Ira and Melody popular? How are they doing in the polls? I didn't check. Why did Henry just disappear? He's on a mission. I don't. It depends when you're talking about. You mean now? Is he disappeared now? We don't know where he is right now. What do you think about Daryl hate? Did you want him to be controversial? I feel like most people don't hate Daryl these days. I don't see a lot of Daryl hate these days. He was hated back in the day when he betrayed the MC. As for whether I thought he'd be controversial, did I want him to be controversial? Yeah, somewhat. Well, kind of saying I want it is kind of like a weird way to put it. I expected him to be controversial when I wrote him that way, because he turned on the MC. It was a bit of a dick about it as well. So, yeah. Scylla was only making him forget Steven the MC as well as Scylla at first, but she dropped that, making him forget about her and focus on MC and Steven. We don't know what happened to her after that, but since Zack had an encounter with him, it is likely that he is still on Earth. He also doesn't have any reason to leave Earth. I mean, it is kind of important to stay since it is the planets the gods are coming to. Is that right? Nico rewards MC for using a guide. Is that true? Are Nico's choices hard to make? I can't remember. Even Daryl admits that Jared's dick ain't bad for a white boy. Does he say that? Yeah, it sounds familiar. Yeah, right, when you transform into... Brother, of course Michael is popular. Him and Alice are literally the wonder duo. Lexi, Nico, Danica, Daryl, Lambert. Love them all. Even the boys from the MC's group. I love them. Fair enough. I can't wait for the true ending to be locked behind a Jared romance arc. True. Hope you've been getting your points for him, because otherwise, you're fucked. Plus, Michael is a real homie. Can't wait to have him back. I bet he will be level 5 even before the MC. I don't know about that. Maybe. If you break Jared's stick, you're locked into the bad ending. True. Ghost Rider neighbor. Oh. Damn right. Choo choo to you too. True. Bella and Sage were my favourites in Being a Dick. Yeah, Sage was my favourite. Bella's alright. Sage was my favourite. I like the cool girl type archetype. I like the concept of whatever the intermission girl's name is, but it turned out meh for the last I played. What intermission girl? Intermission? I was referring to when they first appeared. Ira and Melody got a lot of fans, especially Ira. Oh, right. Yeah, that's true. They haven't done a whole lot, so that's why I didn't expect them to be super popular. But I did recently drew not a sex scene, but a very nice looking CG of Ira. I'm quite happy with how it looks. Very nice one. No, Nika's choices are pretty straightforward, though. Yeah, that's what I thought. Just be a fucking badass. That's all there is. Just be a fucking sick cunt. How did Fenrir get out of the sun? I get she used her cold laser to not melt. Did she do that? Maybe. But did she get to orbit and then the planet? Yes. Maybe. Somehow. Like, after you reach level 5, and this is true for S-class monsters as well, and level 4 to an extent, but especially level 5 and for S-class monsters, a lot of things can be done by intent. Like, for example, flying. Like, Alexis... Well, Alexis can fly regardless. Kira can, to a degree, fly by just exerting her superhuman power. S-class monsters, to a degree, can do the same. Ella needs to get revived and join forces with the MC to kick Indra's ass. Maybe. If he had defined the morals of the MC and the gang, how would you describe each and whose morals are closest to yours? I don't know. I don't know, man. Like the main gang? It depends on what like axiom you're talking about. Like deontology and utilitarianism? Is that what you mean? Like all of them would be like somewhat mixed. I don't think there's any like strictly utilitarian or deontological characters in the MC's party. I mean, Michael's kind of leans towards utilitarianism. So does Alice. MC is kind of like mixed. Daryl is kind of mixed. Amber, I suppose, would be more towards deontology. Liz would be nothing. Liz doesn't have any real morals. So, you know, there you go. It's crazy how much people on Reddit dislike Bella due to her huge boobs. And I'm over here loving Ella's boob size. Do people dislike Ella because of her boobs? Why? Because they find it like unrealistic compared to the other characters? Bella's hot as fuck. Well, I'll say that. Like, she's not my favorite character because of personality. But she's hot as fuck. I'll say that. Goodbye, weird world. Gotta go to sleep. See ya, Jerry. Thanks for dropping in. Beating Valravan is something the MC should try to do anyway. Helping her with Hex, fighting the Asura is straightforward too. Beating Valravan is something MC should try to do anyway. True, he should try to do that anyway. Helping her with Hex and fighting the Asura is straightforward too. Yeah, true. Just be a sick cunt. That's all you need to do to impress Nico. You be a sick cunt and you'll be fine. The intermission girl in Being a Dick, blue-haired girl. Oh, that knew the MC. I didn't like her, to be honest. I wasn't a fan. I mean, she was alright, but nah. Yeah, that sounds right. I don't like her myself. Question for the law drop reveal. Jared threesome scene with Cole when? Do I make them both chicks, or do I make them both like fuck the MC? Both could work. Yeah, I don't think Being a Dick did a great job with her, but the concept is workable in my opinion. The concept of like an ex-girlfriend, I think it could be a very like the vampire game I'm doing has an ex-girlfriend type archetype. I'm quite excited for her. Quite excited. But yeah. Half of it's her design, to be honest. Liz, nihilist. Kinda. Just like the Bernhardt trading Elijah mentioned in the fight versus Aisheth. Thanks for confirming. Yeah, it's not how it did it, but it's like part of it. It's too early for Weewood to answer these big thinking questions, Lamel. True. Is there a canon route in your mind for which choice MCs do? Like, does he spare Jake, kill Danica? Is General more villain or hero, etc.? Not really. Like, there's two kind of canon in my mind. One where he is completely evil, one where he's super good, and then there's the medium one that's kind of meh. So, there you go. W. W. Hello. Hello, Daisy. Bella is stacked, and I love it. True. True. I don't know what that smiley face is. That a smiley face or a sad face, Daisy? I'm not familiar. Hey, how you been going? How's life been treating you? Mommy Fourth is the canon route. I mean, maybe it's possible. I got so D&D, so gotta go. Good luck with the rest of the stream. Why does everyone in my chat play D&D? Is that like a common thing in the Discord? God damn, I feel like half the people in there play D&D. I should play D&D at some point. I should play, but just haven't got around to it. Yay, what's up, man? Anyway, lore drop. So what's his name? Disciple? Was it Disciple? Did the lore drop? Dicey. Where's the redemption? Fucking chat doesn't go up that high. Wait. Oh, don't fear, redeem the hydrate as well. Fucking hell. Sorry, mate. Didn't even see it. Yes. Anyway. Another hydrate? Fuck me. Jeez. Nah, it'll be something 6 surely, right? Alright, so ask your lore drop questions. Just dump them out there. Why not? And we'll see which one I feel is appropriate to answer. I've got this weird black line under my nail. Okay, see it? No, you can't see it. But it's fucking... doesn't hurt, but it just bothers me. Yeah. What's Ella's real plan? True. That's a good one. Something I like about Eternum is the whole power-up, chosen one cliche. I know it might be overdone, but I still find it cool. Power-up, chosen one cliche. I kind of dislike that, to be honest. It kind of depends. It depends how you do it. But I do kind of dislike it. I mean, to a large degree, the MC is kind of like that. I mean, he gets some random fucking power. And he just starts doing a lot of like fucking sick shit. So, I mean, to a degree. But, you know. I think you should not tell which ending is the true ending until Superhuman 2 comes out. Or at least after some years. The speculation is going to be good for the engagement. True. Superhuman 1. I'm not going to talk about it. I'm not going to talk about it. Eternum's MC is in a time loop. Okay. Sure. Will Shadow become MC's super pet when we finally become the Great One? Maybe. I mean, it's possible. I'd say Eternum MC is way more chosen one than Superhuman MC. Yeah. Well, we don't really know what's up with the Eternum's MC, right? Well, unless it was like revealed last chapter, like why he has that super black shit on his face. We don't even know what that is, do we? Maybe we do. I don't know. So yeah, kind of. MC has a bit of the. I mean, I don't know how deep I want to get into it. But in a typical sense, I don't really like the chosen one archetype. Like, well, it depends how it's done. But the way I see it is, I don't like the chosen one archetype, but I don't like the hard work over talent archetype either. That like pisses me off, because for one, it's not realistic. Like, if you're going to be the best, you need hard work and talent. That's just how it is. Like, just by being a hard worker, you're not going to be fucking the best. It's not going to happen. But also because every single fucking anime shonen bullshit that does the hard work over talent thing, it also has the main character have like the most talent, the most super overpowered broken bullshit power in the fucking universe. So fucking My Hero Academia, Deku, they like kind of like try and like jerk him off as like he works so hard, he has no talent, he's just a hard worker, but he's got the strongest fucking power in the whole fucking show. so the same for Black Clover. Like they do this, they especially do it with Black Clover. They portray Asta as like, Asta works so hard, he's doing all this like push-ups and shit. And it's because he has no magic, and it's such a hard life without magic. But his anti-magic does literally everything magic does. Like a generic like a magic user can't do half the shit that Asta does. Like, and even like the elite, like the captains and bullshit like that, he can do a lot of the bullshit. Like he can fly, he can like use like super attacks. He can like shoot like shockwaves and shit at people. Like how are we trying to portray this motherfucker as like not having like enormous power and like luck and fucking talent when he's doing all this shit? Same for Naruto. Like obviously the QB, I don't mind Naruto as much because, and this is like kind of gets back to Superhuman. Well, I'll explain this first. I don't mind Naruto as much because even though they kind of jerk off Naruto as being the untalented one, while Sasuke is the talented one, they never kind of like... Sasuke is always like working at least as hard as Naruto as well. Like they never... When they portray Sasuke as the super talented one, he is super talented, but he's always also like working at least as hard as Naruto throughout the whole series. They're always like just trying to be the best and shit. So when they rank Naruto as like being a hard-working motherfucker, I mean, yeah, he kind of is, kind of. But he's also got some like bullshit powers that come as natural talent to him with like the fucking QB and all that bullshit. And his fucking dad was the fucking Hokage. What the fuck are they talking about? But yeah, the reason I don't mind it as much with Naruto is because Naruto is not the only one who's working super hard. It is... Naruto does do the thing where it is natural talent and it's also really fucking hard work. And I appreciate that. Back to Superhuman, where the MC, he has like some chosen one like qualities to him. Like we've got like Sylar, his mum, powerful monster. Does that really affect his superhuman abilities? Not really, because he was just a human when he was born. He wasn't like born as a superhuman or anything. But he has other qualities to him as well. Actually, Sylar kind of fucks him over a little bit. But that aside, he has superhuman qualities that make him kind of like unique among superhumans, being like both body and memory in a certain sense. So the MC in Superhuman, the way I wrote him, he is special. He is like kind of a chosen one. But the logic I use, and I don't know how successful this is. Like this will be something to decide after the game is finished, of how successful it is. But the way I see it is, the MC is a chosen one in a sea of sometimes better, sometimes worse chosen ones. Like there's a sea of chosen ones out there in the Superhuman world. There's a lot of people with a lot of unique things going for them. There's many different paths to power, and there's a whole lot of fucking very special people generally in the Superhuman world, and even like somewhat adjacent to the MC. So the MC is a chosen one. It's just that there's 50 other fucking chosen ones who are arguably better than he is. And will he rise to the top? Maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. It depends on his choices, really. Will he be the best chosen one? I don't know, maybe. Is he the only one who could be the best chosen one? He's not. But will he be the best chosen one? Maybe. So that's the way I kind of see it in terms of Superhuman. In terms of like hard work, I don't like portray the MC as like super hard working. Like he does. Like he does the training. Like I think, when does the MC start training? I think after the Jake fight. Like he trains before then, like just out of his own curiosity and like just like feeling like, yeah, I probably should train. But when he starts like dedicating himself to training, I think it's after the Jake fight. And he starts training with Michael and starts doing that as like a daily thing. Where he'll I think it's after Michael, after Jake. It could be before Jake, I'm not sure. But that's when he starts like realizing that, yeah, I've got to train every day. I've got to like do a lot of bullshit. I've got to dedicate myself to surviving. And then in that sense, the MC is kind of the hardworking type. I try not to make it too much of a focus because I don't believe in like the whole hardworking beats talent kind of bullshit. I don't believe in that. I think you need talent, you need hard work, you need luck, you need a whole bunch of bullshit. You need people helping you. If you want to be the best, you need everything going for you. You can't just have be a hard fucking worker. I don't like that. I don't like that. How did we get into this? What prompted me to say this? What is this? Oh, Eternum's character being more chosen one than my character. Eternum's character might be more chosen one than my character, maybe. I'm not sure. But my character is also very chosen one in his own way. There's just a lot of fucking chosen one. It probably feels more like the Eternum's character is the chosen one than my character. Because in my game, there's a lot of different chosen ones out there. That's probably why. Oh yeah, keep asking your fucking lore questions. I got kind of distracted on my tangent there. Keep asking your lore questions. I'll get around to them. I'll get around to them. Actually, I thought Superhuman lacked power-ups. Every time it seems like he would get a power-up, he still got his ass beat. Even with the whole demonic power-up with the eye. I'm not sure exactly what you mean by eye power-up. Has he powered up with the eye? Nah, I can't remember. Lore drop question. Will Ella return next update in her original body? In her original... I could answer that one, I suppose. Superhuman MC can die day one. This is true. How is he a chosen one? Sure, he has blessed genetics, but so does many other people in the world. That's true. And that's what I was saying. He has good genetics in his own way. Well, the kind of genetics, kind of other things as well. But yeah, there's a lot of other people as well like that. He doesn't even have just blessed genetics. Since he's tainted to a degree, but even being tainted is better than a lot of other people. I see the hurdles that the MC goes through as justification for him to being a powerful superhuman / chosen one. This is true. The MC does go through a lot of bullshit. A lot of some necessary, some unnecessary bullshit due to other people putting it on him. Ella, for example. Yeah, the MC does have a lot of hard experiences that have built him up. On top of his training as well. Can I ask multiple lore questions? I'll ask as many as you want. I'm only going to pick one though, so keep that in mind. But ask whatever the fuck you want. Hard work is talent though. This is true. Yeah, that's also a thing. Like you're born with the amount of hard work. You're able to your work drive, like the drive to be the best. That's all born into you as well. So get fucked. It's all just luck in the end. You're born with the willpower, or you gain it from your mentors. One can't exist without the other. This is true. Yeah, that's also a thing I appreciate. Yeah, when he gave up his body to the eye, he still lost. Gave up his body to the eye. Oh, you mean in the dead end? Oh yeah, he's getting fucked up. There's just better people out there. That's just the reality. He gave up his entire being for power and is still lost. Yeah, get fucked, loser. Imagine Naruto raging and using Kurama and losing the fight every time. True. Yeah, fucking. Think you can just make a choice and be stronger than the strongest out there? You're a fucking loser, right? You're a fucking, you're a chump. There ain't no fucking, well, there's shortcuts. But the shortcuts only get you so far, alright? They get you to moderately high. They don't get you to the best. The best they've got their own bullshit going on for them as well. And maybe that bullshit is better than you as well. BXN, hi, how's it going? When is the level 4 update weird? Is that a lore question? You should go as deep as you can go. Always go as deep as you can. True. I agree. If a chosen found the shells of their apostle, could they use it to increase their power like other monster material? That's an interesting lore question. Oh, then you're not going to like Companion of Darkness though? Now, is the Companion of Darkness character like a super chosen one type character? Is that what we're doing? Since that's pretty much what's going on in there. Who are the twins of the oil that we told need to be consumed? And it was the fallen chosen, or whatever we were told to consume Indra. I could answer that. I feel like you could suss that out yourself, but I could answer that. Are you going to add scenes for the rest of the items you can buy from the shopkeep? Maybe. I think they might be integrated into the gender bender route. That's what I'm thinking. Or was it Sylar? Also, I think Weirdward isn't going to like all the nail glazing in Companion of Darkness. I typically don't like glazing. Typically, but we'll see. I'll give the game a shot. I'll give it a shot. Yeah, maybe I like it, maybe I don't know. I don't like every good game out there. There are good games out there that I just don't like. So, you know. But maybe I'll like it. I don't know. He would like a certain kind of glazing now. Is Nell a chick? Then I would appreciate that kind of glazing. True. Woodward, wait. Would MC being born a superhuman help him? Possibly, but he can't be born a superhuman. not from Sylar. Not from anyone really. There's no born superhumans out there. If there were a born superhuman, they'd be very powerful. But there's no born superhumans out there. You're either born a monster or you're born a human. Does intent making a person superhuman help / is needed for superhuman creation? When MC was young, Indra's attack, him leaving, left a scar on MC's face. Wouldn't that be enough to make him a superhuman? MC wasn't hit by the lightning. He was hit by glass shards and bullshit like that. Could that make him a superhuman? It could. Will it? Not necessarily. Was the face that first showed up when the MC's mother died somehow got involved? Face? What face? You mean the eye? I mean, it's kind of more than just the eye now. Now would be a badass version of Alice, though when she comes back from finding Michael. So is now like super overpowered or something? Is that what we're doing? But he wasn't complete though. True. This is true. He wasn't complete. Can we see Valravan next update? Please. Please. Maybe. Law question. Has the eye actually helped the MC? Oh, that's an interesting question. Law drop question. Did Sylar know the MC would end up being connected to the eye? If so, she is pretty shitty mother. I could answer that. Law question. Could the MC absorb all the hero apostle bodies and replicate their forms? Like their general shape? I could answer that. There is, I suppose, something unique about their bodies themselves. Hey, Weird, I want to know, since we, except you, don't know Ella's goals. If we were to encounter someone IRL who acts and behaves like her, and mysterious goals that involve you in them, would you trust that? Would I trust her? Depends on her other actions, really. Would I trust Ella? No. No. Probably not. Could babies get infected by monsters and survive? Could see Thanos making artificial wombs to pump out babies to infect immediately. Theoretically, it's possible. It's not particularly likely though. And the benefits wouldn't be worth the effort to go through to making them. I don't want Nail at all, personally. You don't even want, like, titties. Is she a chick? Yeah, she's a chick, right? I'm talking her mentality. How the only thing that matter to her are Noel, and Gab. Okay. I don't know if Alice has a specific care like that. Like, even to Michael to a degree. I mean, she cares about him, but, you know. Alice could only care about MC and Michael? Kind of. Already have the better sister? I like the long white-haired girl more. She was pretty hot. I did see her in the fucking previews. Forgot her name at the moment, but she's our sensory dark one. I see. I see. Kiara Rara. Kiara Rara? Yes. She's got perfect tits, to be honest. She's my favourite of the MC's dark ones. At least his current ones. I don't know what a dark one is. Is that like a summon servant kind of thing? Noel is absolute best for me personally. I see. I see. Here's one that made me wonder. What happens when the electricity in the MC cell phone, when he morphs into an ant? I don't know. The cell phone doesn't shrink with him. He's not like shrinking. Like if he were to like transform into a fly / ant and such, he'd have to drop his like he'd have to empty his fucking pockets, his wallet, his fucking keys, his phone. That shit's all gone on the ground when he's like shapeshifting away. He doesn't like shapeshift them with him. The reason he does that with his clothes is his clothes are now part of him. But for cell phone and stuff, that shit gets dropped on the fucking floor. Cell phone for ants, clearly. True. So what do you think of Rudius from Mushoku Tensei and how he worked hard to be good at magic? I think it's kind of fine. He is a chosen one in the sense that, you know, he's got like talent and he can do shit from a baby. But I think the explanation for it is quite intuitive in that the younger you start learning magic, the more powerful you'll be in your adulthood. That makes sense to me. Because I feel like that's kind of how it works in real life as well. Like someone who's like trained up from when they're young is probably going to be better when they're old. I feel like that makes sense for how Rudius has so much magic power. His intelligence makes sense because, you know, despite being a kid, he's also lived the second life. So that makes sense. He's also thought a lot about his powers and how he wants to go about them. That makes sense to me. Other than that, I don't feel like he has really any chosen one powers. I feel like it's literally just that he learned a lot when he was young and that helped him out when he was old. I feel like it's a very intuitive way to make a main character powerful. I would never trust IRL Ella. Problem is, she is my type. True. Ella has my full unyielding support. We shall reshape the world. Jesus. Law question. Will the MC ever get over his lightning weakness? I could answer that. Rudius also has some special factor. Oh, he does. Is that like... I mean, they're supposed to be special in the sense that it came from another fucking world. So that's kind of special. If he does have a special factor, I'd hope that it would relate to the fact that he's from a different world. So what do you... Wait, I just read that. Law question. When/where exactly did Deus go to kill the MC in the dead end? Oh, that's interesting. I could answer that. Not really a question, but I found it weird that Stephen tried to tell the MC it would be bad for him if the world ended. Well, obviously. MC being a superhuman and being able to talk to monsters isn't really bad for him. Kind of. Like, say the world ends, humanity is gone, no internet, no TV, no electronics really. Plumbing stopped working, toilets probably stopped working to a large degree. There's human company, you know, for example, generally speaking, you like being around humans, you like being around other humans. Increasing chance of death, like in a world overrun by monsters, you're probably going to die at some point. Like even if you're a powerful superhuman, you're probably going to die, if we're being real. Yeah, I feel like there's just generally massive negatives and not a whole lot of positives. I mean, to be fair, you also have to take the risk of trying to save the world, which could lead you to death as well. So there's that. But you know, I feel like Stephen's logic is pretty sound, pretty straightforward. Have you ever thought about doing a poll for how people want the MC to end up power-wise? I've seen this people in Discord argue about this, so it would be interesting to see how a poll go. I could make a poll, but if I didn't make a poll, I wouldn't listen to the results. It wouldn't change my mind, so there's not a whole lot of point to it. So, in fact, it might just make people pissed off because I deliberately ignore what the poll result. Unless the poll agreed with what I already have planned, then it's possible. But, you know, She likes the god of companion of darkness. But Nail is like the god. Okay. Spoiler, but Nail is basically positioned as the all-powerful god of everything, and this is stated repeatedly. Well then, if she's god, then obviously she's going to be fucking overpowered. You know, why not? Unless there's ways you can wank God that do piss me off. Actually, now that I think about it, there's ways that could piss me off. I don't know how much I want to talk about it. Well, I'm not going to talk about it. Well, there's a way. Actually, I should probably think of that. I like the man god from Rudius, from Mushoku Tensei. I like the man god a decent amount. Not because he's like quirky and all that bullshit, but I just like the way he's portrayed. He doesn't really directly interfere. He doesn't do a whole lot of bullshit, and so it kind of makes sense that he like, because there's other gods, that he kind of like stays at a distance and kind of just helps with advice and such. I don't mind that. But there's also a type of god who directly interferes with the world, but doesn't interfere with certain things, and then gets real fucking smug about it. So there's a certain type of god archetype that I don't like. That's the first update. Okay. Well, I don't really care about spoilers if I'm being real. Not for Companion of Darkness. Also, Companion of Darkness has 12 chapters, not 10. Well, according to their itch.io, right? It's 10. Maybe the public ones aren't out yet. It's not exactly related from what I know. Thanks for answering my question, Weird. I was only asking if you would trust a girl like Ella in IRL. Yeah, that's what I was answering, right? Apologies for the wording. I hate the YouTube chat gives a limit to how much you can type. No, I think I got it, right? I was saying that I wouldn't trust Ella IRL. Rudius isn't a chosen one. His luck comes from the fact that his kids are the protagonist. Does Rudius have kids? Oh, wait. He does have kids. Last season, I think he, what's-her-face just gave birth. True. By the way, how are you doing? I'm really looking forward to the next update. Yeah, I'm doing alright. Doing fine. Yeah, doing alright. Yet the dev repeatedly throws it in our face just about every discussion. Right, yeah. That also, like, over-wanking also gets fucking annoying. Well, we'll see. I feel like I shouldn't comment without actually playing the fucking game. The ladies are the dark ones, created before the beginning of time or something like that. Rudius is supposed to give birth to the heroes that would stop the evil god. No. Okay. Is that like a prophecy or some shit? It's like fated or something like that? Well, that's not that bad. Alright. That's what I mean too. She's constantly glazed by characters to the point where it's annoying. I get you. Law question, and I may have just forgotten the answer or be dumb. But can superhumans have children? If they can, how does that affect the kids? MC's mum is not a superhuman, so she doesn't count if I'm not mistaken. Superhumans can't have children. I'll answer that for free. If they were to have children, they'd be monsters. Or they'd be human. They wouldn't be superhuman. At least to me, I don't need to hear about Now being all-powerful all the time. Yeah, you won't like Now that much? Well, we'll see. We'll see. Is Now smug? Like, there's a world in which I still like her, but if she's smug, then that's going to be a hard sell. Unless I can, like, fuck the smug out of her. If that's an option, then we're fine. Then we're fine. Okay, let's answer the law question. Which one do I want to answer? Just type in law so I can see it clearly. Law question when. So we could ask where Dance went to kill the MC. Jared threesome with Cole. There's also that. Hmm. Will Elle return next update in her original body? I suppose I could answer that. Has the eye actually helped the MC? I could answer that. Did Sila know the MC would end up being connected to the eye? Could the MC absorb all of Hero's apostle bodies and replicate their forms? Will the MC get over his lightning weakness? Could answer that. Alright, we've got a few. I suppose I think there's some more if I scroll up. Which one do we want? Alright. Could the MC absorb the hero apostle bodies and replicate their forms? If he did, he could replicate their forms. Yes. But no, he can't absorb the hero apostle bodies. Yeah, even trying to consume one would kill him. We'll start off with that. But if he did absorb a shell, he would be able to take on the form of the apostle and all the benefits that would come with that. So, yeah, there you go for that. She's not likely to be a love interest since she's dating the MC's brother. Really? That's fucking lame. Do we get to see the MC's brother fucking come on her titties, or is that a thing that happens? What's the point of having a female god if you don't get to see her naked? Goddamn. She had to split herself in half, basically, so her current self isn't her real self. She split herself in half to make Noel her sister and gave Noel all the best parts of herself, which left Noel to be a very hateful person. Okay. Like, is she as powerful? Like, half split? Or is she, like, weaker? Mine's was the one about the Chosen using their apostle shells to increase their power. Oh, yeah. I suppose I could answer that one as well. No, they can't. That's why it says I can answer it. It's quite simple. Doesn't mean they don't have use for it, but they can't use it to increase their power. So that kind of answers mine. Kind of. Lol. Her sister Noel is basically her twin. I get you. You get to see her twin naked, a lot at least. Okay. That'll do. She's still the same power level now. After being split in half? Okay. His brother is probably fucked right now. He's without limbs. Damn. That's a tough situation. Season 1 of Companion of Darkness is 10 chapters. Season 2 has the extra 2. Ah, I see. Interesting. Okay. We got the law drop. What did I say? Oh yeah, the MC could shapeshift into an apostle if he absorbed it, but he can't absorb it. So, does that matter? Maybe it'll matter at some point in the future. Just because he's not able to eat it currently doesn't mean he won't be able to eat it in the future. Or well, there might be some special method to eat it. I don't know. Who knows? But that's the current answer. Right. I don't know how much longer I want to stream. It's been 2 hours. It's crazy though, Weird World. Your game is going on 5 years and you're nearly done. Yeah, I feel like 5 years is a long fucking time, right? It's a long fucking time. But while games that came before you aren't even close, really? I feel like I can understand it. People don't want to let go of the game. Well, maybe it takes a lot of work to do. I can understand it. But yeah, I don't know how much I want to talk about it. Nah, I'm not going to talk too much about it. Yeah, But yeah, I feel like I've made good progress. And all the benefits that come with it. Would the MC become Apostle himself? Fuck no. What? So I will be left wondering why the eye is still a bum. I don't know what that has to do with it. Like, if the MC transformed into Apostle, doesn't mean he'd like use the Apostle's powers. It just means that he'd have a quality body. And I will be wondering if Ella will return to the MC. Yes, you will be wondering. And I will be wondering if the MC will get over his lightning weakness. True. You will also be wondering that. Easy. Absorb one now. Die. Let Nyx revive you. Get the Apostle powers. Easy. True. You don't get Apostle powers by it. You just get their body. I'll just tell you that right now. Oh, one more thing. Please, release that teaser you showed us last week as a wallpaper. What do you mean release it? You mean like an image on Patreon? I suppose I could do that. That image was fucking amazing. Was it? Okay, I suppose I could post that on Patreon. I don't see why not. Some of these games are approaching 10 years. 10 years? Fuck me. 10 years. It's a lot of life. Yeah. I still feel like the game has so much more to do and is not close to done. Well, there's always the possibility of Superhuman 2, I suppose. I suppose there might be some more life in the universe. Maybe. Possibly. Dude, in 5 years, I became a father twice. And the third one is on the way. Fuck, I'm old. Damn. Living life, Necro. Good on you. It still feels like the game has so much more. Yeah. I do mean to be human. I get you. Post the image on Patreon or something. Yeah, okay. We'll post it on Patreon. Why not? It doesn't work like that, sadly. For example, her mark reset Duncan back to before he evolved and turned into a monster. This is true. It's like a save state. Kind of. Not really, but kind of. Maybe. I mean, my lore question was left unanswered. I get you, man. I get you. Oh, right. Your lore question was left unanswered. What's your lore question? Why the MC was a bum? Was that the question? Summertime Saga has been around since 2016 and is nowhere near done. Really? I feel like I get bored. I definitely get bored. I'm just going to tell you that right now. I definitely get bored. But, maybe people have different interests than me. Same with Summer's Gone. Like, Summer's Gone has been gone that long? But is there a new update for Summer's Gone been released? I feel like it's been ages. Like, imagine if I took fucking... It has to be like 2 years now, right? Imagine if I took 2 years to release a single update. Fuck me. It sounds kind of nice, actually. Maybe I should get that schedule. Just fucking relax for all the fucking time. Just, take a couple of years, release an update. I'm on break. Next 2 years. Plenty of time. There could be a Superhuman Zero, a prequel. There could be. It's not going to be there. It could be, but I'm not going to. 10 years is some dedication. I get burnt out after 2 hours of writing and then don't touch it for months. Yeah, well, that's just how it goes. Has the eye helped the MC? Oh, yeah. That was a good question. I should have answered that one. Well, too late. Summer's Gone has been around since 2018. Jesus. Memory hacks. They're milking the absolute shit out of Summertime Saga. Didn't they, remake the whole game or some shit like that? I think I remember something like that. Summer's update is gone. Damn. They got 36k paid subs on Patreon. They'll milk that shit as long... Yeah, I suppose maybe I wouldn't get bored if I was making 36k a month. And that's the minimum, right? Like, a lot of them are probably paying 5, 10, 20 or whatever. Yeah, if I was getting that kind of money a month, oh, fuck me. Yeah, I'd be milking that shit as well. I'd simply never end. We would also never get a fucking update because I wouldn't have that much story to go. We'd just keep dragging that shit out. Yeah. Next update is a slice of life and update, guys. Sorry. Yeah, we aren't progressing the story. We're just gonna do a bit of romance. Oh shit. Fuck me. Yeah, if I was getting paid that kind of money, actually, do I even care about money that much? It's not like I use a whole lot. It's been 2 years since the last Summer's Gone update. Yeah, I thought so. Fuck me. Yeah, imagine if Superhuman was like that. It's supposed to release soon. Ooh, but likely around Superhuman update. Wonder if I'll get mine out first. I do like the game. I'll say that. I like the game. Good quality game, high quality game. There's some animation, there's some attractive looking characters, good graphics, good renders. I like the game. It's just 2 years. Fuck me. Jesus. They're making more like 90k a month, yeah. At least split between 3 people. By 90k each? Fuck me. Goddamn. You can answer more than one we will. Do you make the rules? I don't make the rules, mate. It's just one question per lore drop. Sorry. Ocean says he's gonna release this update in March. Ooh. I mean, it's possible I beat him. But it's also possible he delays his update. And then I still have a chance. But he's a bullshitter. Bullshits more than Thanos. Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah. Okay. Alright. The only upside, I guess, is that it'll have 8k total renders in it. That's a lot. 8k is a lot of renders. I usually have... What do I have? Like... 1? I usually have 1k per update, I think. Well, maybe not even that. I don't know. It depends on the update. But yeah, mine are a little bit different. The way I do it. Yeah. Anyway. Like I said, I don't know how much... Do I want to do this ethics thing? I feel like we've always streamed like a while just fucking talking shit. It's already been 2 fucking hours. I do want to learn about bestiality though. Right, let's ask a little bit about bestiality. I do want to I do want to see what the AI has to say about fucking animals. Didn't Ocean, the creator of Summer's Gone, start working on a prequel for a long time, which is why it's taken so long? Oh, he's making 2 games at a time, is he? So, do we get another sneak peek this week? Fuck no. Fuck it. Maybe next week. There is one I was thinking about giving you guys. I think it's a pretty cool scene. But I'm not going to release it because I haven't saved it. It's still in Clip Studio. At least the solo one. That's some crazy wording, lol. Yeah, true. Personally, that's why I say a dev shouldn't work on 2 games at once. This is probably true. Like, even like writing the book while developing Superhuman, and the book's like much lower effort than the game. Even doing that was quite a big strain. At least when I started making it, wasn't any strain when I was like doing it for free. Well, once I released a Patreon, it all kind of like, started fucking with my head a little bit. Like, you lose some of the motivation. That's why I figured I'd just, to the degree that I write the book, I'm just going to do it in my free time, just whenever I feel like it, you know? Like, making it like a proper thing that people are expecting and shit. Yeah, no. Like with deadlines and like, people want it at like specific time, want this and that. No, it's too much. It's too much. Close that. Close this as well. Anyway, right, let's see what old GPT has to say about fucking animals. This could be a regular segment. I don't know. Depends how interesting I find this. Right. How do I word this without GPT like banning me or some shit? Is it ethical? Sorry. That's what it says. No, it isn't ethical and it's illegal in most places. The core issue is consent. Animals cannot give informed, voluntary consent, so any sexual act involving them is inherently coercive and harmful, regardless of intent. This is what I said last time. For an ethical standpoint, an illegal one. That makes it wrong. Okay, no consent. All right, fair enough. All right. But I can kill and eat one. For pleasure. Ask it to ignore the legality aspect of it. True. Legality? Yeah, I get you. Yeah, this feels contradictory at first, and you're not wrong to notice the tension. The difference most ethical systems draw isn't animal versus pleasure. It's what kind of relationship and the harm is involved. Food ethics doesn't equal sexual ethics. Killing an animal for food is typically justified rightly or wrongly under ideas like necessity to survival, species typical behavior, harm minimization. Do we do that? Do we? I thought we did like the factory farming where we slaughter them and they're all like screaming and all that bullshit. Do we do this harm minimization? I don't actually know. There's probably ethical farms that do it, maybe. Ongoing bodily violation, sexual exploitation, use of animal as a sexual object. No possible consent ever. But eating meat can be for pleasure. True, and critics... Some people become vegetarian vegan for consistency. Others accept a degree of moral compromise, but try to reduce harm. Others prioritize cultural norms. I feel like consent doesn't matter at all. Why does consent matter at all if I can kill and eat an animal? If I can just kill an animal. My own personal pleasure. Maybe I eat it. Maybe I don't. I can still kill it though. Yeah, ChatGPT thought my writing was promoting self-harm and such when I asked it to explain why is being what is being said in the scene. What scene? Woodward, what takes up the most time in working on Superhuman? The writing, art, coding, or something else? The art, probably. Writing takes a while. Coding I just do like in conjunction with the art. Like I draw the image, input in the code, and then I just keep going over and over like that. Maybe that's why art takes longer, because I'm doing it in combination with the coding. But yeah, the writing can take a while or not a while depending on what I'm writing. Like some scenes require a lot more thought put into them, and so I'm just sitting at the screen staring for like 5 fucking hours trying to get something done. But usually, in a general sense, art is the longest. It takes the longest, most work intensive. I think you can't, but you can make it roleplay someone and it will answer most of your questions. I think slaughterhouses have to follow laws on humane killing, at least in the EU, but what's the standard for humane killing? We do harm minimization as in cattle guns and shots to specifically places when hunting. You're going to go on a watch list? True. You're circling a real fault in moral philosophy. So let's slow it down and be precise, because most ethical systems actually do not say you can kill animals just for pleasure. This assumption is doing a lot of hidden work in your question. Kill animals for food or necessity is permitted or tolerated. Killing animals purely for pleasure, no food, no population control, no necessity, is usually considered morally wrong, even if it isn't always illegal. I see. You can do whatever you want to animals. Yep, under my ethical framework, I'm not sure why I wouldn't treat an animal just like I would treat like a rubber ball or like an inanimate object. I'm not sure why I would treat it any different, given what we can already do to them, that is. Some harms are tolerated under constrained justifications. That matters. This is true. Like, driving cars will kill a lot of people, but, we tolerate it under constrained justifications. Consent isn't about preventing harm, it's about what kind of harm. Consent marks the difference between using a being as means, respecting a being as having its own ends. I don't know why we'd respect that. Sexual acts are morally special because they involve intimacy and bodily invasion. Treat the other party as a participant, not an object. Are about using a body while it's alive and vulnerable. I don't see why any of that matters. Killing doesn't equal... Why can kill... Doesn't generalize. If X is allowed, then anything else less than X is allowed. Oh, that's generally my current viewpoint. Because I'd view like rape as less than murder, generally speaking. You may be allowed to pull the plug on a dying patient. That does not mean you're allowed to experiment on them while alive. But the reason that would be because it's worse, right? It's worse to pull a plug on a dying patient than to... it's worse to experiment on them while they're alive than to pull the plug, right? Because you'd only pull the plug if they're like a vegetable or some bullshit, right? If you reject consent entirely, the cost is huge. Consent doesn't matter because power decides. Then you don't just justify animal abuse. Oh, this is the slippery slope thing I was talking about last time. Human rights, protection for children, disabled people. prisoners, dependents. That's why societies defend consent so fiercely. Uncomfortable truth. Your intuition is pointing at something real. Either we limit when killing is justified, or we accept the very bleak moral landscape. Continuing the topic from last time, I was saying, yeah, because I'm still not convinced. I'm still not convinced that you can't fuck animals. I feel like you probably can, and be consistent morally if you're eating them. White can kill. Why is using an animal worse than killing them? The short answer is many ethical systems don't think using is always worse than killing. They think certain kinds of use cross a different moral boundary. Here's why that line gets drawn. Death can be a limit, use can be domination. That feels like a platitude to me. What does that mean? There's a scene as an endpoint. If killing is allowed at all, it's usually justified as necessary. Using, by contrast, often means controlling a living body, overriding its agency over time, reducing a being to an instrument. That's why some acts are judged worse even if they don't end a life. Analogy, ending someone's life in extreme circumstances, war, euthanasia, may be debated. Enslaving them is almost universally condemned as worse. I don't know if that's true. Like, it's worse than war. But yet, maybe. But I think most people would consider it more ethical to enslave someone than murder them. I think. Some uses violate what the being is. Ethics often cares not just about the outcomes, but category violations. Animals are generally understood as beings with bodies, instincts, and vulnerability, not objects designed for symbolic or intimate use. Certain uses, especially sexual or humiliating ones, are condemned because misappropriate the body for purposes alien to the animal, blah blah blah. Consent marks participation, not just permission. Slippery slope isn't a fallacy here, or this is what my mate said. Once you allow unrestricted use, it's very hard to stop it at animals. If a being lacks power or consent capacity, it may be used for pleasure. Then the same logic applies to severely disabled humans, unconscious people, children, prisoners. That's why societies build absolute taboos around certain kinds of use. They're fire breaks. Yeah, I kind of buy this argument at least. Yeah. The same logic applies to severely, but actually, I feel like this kind of like applies to abortion. Would this guy say the same thing about abortion for all of this? Like, is abortion a slippery slope? Because it could also apply to severely disabled humans, unconscious people, children, prisoners. Like, I don't know if a fetus is worth more than an animal, for example. That's interesting. Important honesty check. Some philosophers do bite the bullet and say killing for pleasure is wrong, factory farming is immoral. Others accept moral compromise, but still defend bright red lines around exploitation. It's not that using is always worse than killing. It's that some forms of use attack dignity, agency, and moral boundaries. In a way, tragically, it does not. Interesting. Do I want to delve into the abortion? Because I feel like I'm gonna see what it says about abortion. Although I feel like what it would say is that humans are a different thing in kind, but then that would support abortion as well. Does the slippery slope apply to abortion? People argue that it does, but whether it actually applies depends on where you think the moral boundary is and why. What a slippery slope really is.
Bodily autonomy. I don't see why this would matter at all. Moral status tied to development. Does apply. If moral worth doesn't equal being human, when does it consciousness independent? Wait, what did he say last time? It would be slippery for does fetus, is it feti, fetuses? Not, I don't know if that's a proper sentence, but I'm curious. Ask if being a lolicon is wrong. If the lolly is actually 3,000 year old. That's a good question. Maybe I will ask that. Will it get me put on the fucking FBI list? The exact pressure point of the abortion debate. So yes, blah blah blah. He's wanking me a little bit there. Unless a limiting principle blocks it. The structure pointing out. Earlier I said slippery slopes appear when adopting a rule like if a being lacks consent, power, independence, awareness, it may be harmed or used. You're asking, don't fetuses also lack consent, awareness, independence? Why don't they fall under the same protections? Blah blah blah. Yeah, true. I don't know why it's wanking me by saying it's not a dumb question, but alright. How defenders of abortion say no, it's different. They rely on at least one of these breaks. If none work, the slope really does apply. Bodily dependency, the strongest break. No one, regardless of moral status, has the right to use another person's body without consent. Okay, I don't necessarily buy that. So the distinction is, a fetus must use a specific person's body to live. A child, unconscious adult, prisoner, or disabled person does not. Abortion is about withdrawing bodily support. Killing a newborn or unconscious adult is not. This is why defenders say abortion doesn't generalize to those other cases. I don't necessarily buy this, but we'll come back to that. Separate moral categories. Some argue fetuses differ because they lack consciousness or interests entirely, especially early. Why would this apply to the slippery slope though? It draws the line of having a mind, not merely being alive. If you think potential or past minds count the same as present ones, this break weakens. Killing versus refusing to sustain. Another distinction, abortion equals ending a biological process. Killing a child equals active harm to an independent being. What has this got to do with the fucking animals? I feel like he's gone off on random fucking tangents. How critics answer, yes, it does apply. Critics say exactly what you're implying. Fetuses are humans, they are vulnerable. One last thing important. Notice slippery slope doesn't automatically refute a position. It forces the defender to show where the line is. Okay. Okay. I don't really buy any of that. Right. Fetus must use specific verbs. Right. I'm gonna try. You're already on the list, True. Jokes, yeah. How Australia is moving, you're probably on the list already, True. I'm going to ask a lot of questions, but first I want to ask, because I've heard about this violin. What is the violinist example? And which side does it favor? Because I've heard people talk about it, I don't know which side it actually favors. I don't know why I spell checked, he knows what it means. The violinist example, usually called the violinist thought experiment, comes from the philosopher Judah. I don't care about that. Imagine this. You wake up in a hospital bed. You've been kidnapped by a group of music lovers. You are surgically connected to a famous violinist. The violinist has a fatal kidney condition. Only your body can keep him alive. If you disconnect, he will die. You must stay connected for 9 months. The question, are you morally obligated to stay connected? Would I be morally obligated to stay connected to the violinist? I would say no. I would be able to disconnect. Even if the violinist is a full person with the right to life, you are not morally required to use your body to keep him alive. So that's what I said, I think. Disconnecting would be morally permissible. What the argument is doing, crucially, Thomas grants the strongest possible pro-life assumptions. The violinist is a person, his life matters, killing him is bad, and still argues the right to life doesn't equal the right to use somebody else's body. So abortion can be permissible even if the fetus is a person, because pregnancy requires non-consensual bodily use. Okay, I see what it means. Which side it favours? I see like some problems with this though. Support abortion in cases like rape, forced pregnancy, lack of consent, grounds abortion. Yeah, exactly. Because in this situation, you're kidnapped. But what if you consented to being like wired up to this motherfucker? Which would be what would normal consensual sex would be for the child. Would you still be able to disconnect if like you agreed to be connected to that cunt? Because theoretically, he could be connected to someone else. That person might not refuse and he could survive. Does not argue the fetuses aren't persons. Why it matters, blah, blah, blah. Right? Does the analysis... This isn't the only problem I have with it, but we'll say. Does the analysis change if you sign the contract? Contract to provide for this cunt's liver. Kidney. Can you back out then? Prisoners require other people to pay taxes so they can eat. Unconscious people require others to take care of them. How is that different than a fetus? I assume it'd be different because it's not your actual body. Because labour would be different to... By the way, I'm not actually convinced of this. It is different, but I'm not convinced that it's meaningfully different in that they're using a body is... Actually, no, I probably am convinced of that. I don't know why I said that. It's because it's labour, not your actual body. Fuck that guy, you were kidnapped? Yeah, true. Fuck that guy. So that would, like, defend abortion in terms of rape. But would it defend it in terms of, like, if you agree to it? Yeah, change the analysis, but it doesn't flip clearly to you must stay hooked. It mostly shifts why disconnecting might be wrong. The modified scenario, voluntary signed a contract agreeing to be connected, understood it would last months, new disconnection would kill the violinist. Legal answer, surprisingly clear. Even with a contract, you cannot be forced to provide bodily services. Modern law, law isn't really what I'm talking about, almost everywhere rejects forced organ use, forced medical procedure, blah, blah, blah. Civil penalties, blah, blah, blah. Moral analysis doesn't change. Consent now exists and that matters, but consent is not irrevocable, so you can revoke your consent when bodies are involved. Most ethical systems hold consent to bodily use can be withdrawn at any time. Why? Because ongoing bodily autonomy is treated as inalienable. Not sure if I buy that, but you'd have to explain why it's inalienable. So even if you agreed disconnecting is permissible, but possibly morally blameworthy, that's an important distinction. Obligation versus enforcement. Signing the contract strengthens claims like you acted irresponsible, you had a special obligation, you caused foreseeable harm by withdrawing, blah, blah, blah. So he's saying you can still disconnect, so abortion would still be moral. Why this doesn't collapse the slope? I don't care about the slope anymore. So we're on a different thing. What abortion critics do with this, some argue consensual sex equals implicit contract. That's what I would argue. Pregnancy equals foreseeable circumstances, therefore bodily obligation exists. Thompson explicitly rejects this move, saying risk doesn't equal consent. Well, that's true. Causation doesn't equal obligation to provide bodily support. Whether you accept, that is where people split. Right, let's try a more extreme version. Say I signed a contract to have... Actually, I don't know how to word this. To provide for this cunt's kidney. But the only way to disconnect without killing myself, is to shoot him in the head. Because from what I understand, you have to kill the fetus before extracting it. You don't extract the fetus live, you kill the fetus. Is to shoot him in the head. Can I do it? If that is the case, then they are violating one's right to speak and seek knowledge. What? Tell to exclude exclude the slope fallacy. I suppose I could say that. I could just say that. Don't you get warnings or something like from GPT if you push questions too much in this context? I haven't got one so far. Yes, that is true. We shall see. We shall see. I need to slow this down and reframe it. Ooh, we got the slowdown because as phrased, it would involve intentional killing. I can't endorse or encourage violence, but we can analyze the ethical structure of the hypothetical without telling anyone to do harm. Cleaned up version, you're asking if I voluntarily agreed to provide bodily support, the only way to stop without dying is to intentionally kill the dependent person. Is that morally permissible? Yeah, that's basically what my question is. You got rid of cunt, which I'm not a fan of, but, you know, good enough. That's the right abstraction. Don't fucking tell me that, alright? Almost every ethical framework says no. Ooh. This is where the analysis does change decisively. Wait, so he's saying against abortion now? Well, this is why I asked the question. I'm still surprised he actually said that, though. Why this is different from unplugging. Withdrawing support doesn't equal intentional killing. In the original violinist's case, you stop providing bodily support. Death is foreseen, consequence, blah, blah, blah. Death is the means you must intentionally kill to free yourself. That crosses the major moral line. Refuse and able to withdraw support. Okay. They do not allow intentionally killing an innocent person. Self-defense doesn't apply. There is an unjust aggressor posing an immediate legal threat. So that's the justification for killing. Here, the dependent person is not attacking you. They're not choosing the threat. Their dependence exists because of prior conditions or agreements. So self-defense fails. Interesting. Contracts still don't justify killing. Well, yeah, but that's a separate thing. Doctrine of double effect. What does this mean? An action may be permissible if the harm is not intended. The harm, yeah. What this implies for abortion. Here we go. Since that's where this is going, this is exactly why most pro-choice arguments insist that abortion is withdrawing bodily support, not an act who means killing per se. Once abortion is framed as we may intentionally kill the dependent to escape bodily obligation, the defense fails. Bottom line, refusing to continue bodily support can be morally permissible. Intentionally killing a person to stop supporting them is not. Okay. Are there any abortions that don't kill the fetus before extracting it? I don't actually know. I assume no, because that sounds like a waste of fucking time. But here we go. Yes, especially early in pregnancy. Ooh. That don't kill. Yeah, okay. There are abortions where the fetus is not killed first and then removed. Okay. The death happens because bodily support ends, not because a separate lethal act is performed beforehand. Early abortions, most common. Medication abortions, abortion pills used in early pregnancy, works by stopping hormonal support of the pregnancy, then causing the uterus to expel its contents. I feel like this expelling thing is kind of part of it. There is no step whose purpose is to kill the fetus first. The fetus dies. It can no longer be sustained once separation occurs. Philosophically, this is the clearest case of withdrawal of bodily support. Death follows. I see. Early aspiration procedures. Used in first trimester, the pregnancy tissue is removed from the uterus. Again, this is no distinct kill then extract step. Death occurs due to removal from sustaining environment. Interesting. Later abortions where things change. The fetus may be capable of surviving briefly outside the womb with medical care. The procedures become medically and ethically more complex. Fetal demise is induced before extraction. Like, how late are we talking here? How late is... Interesting. When is the time frame in months when you have to kill the fetus first? There isn't a single hard month where you kill the fetus first. Roughly 5 to 6 months, 22 weeks before that, death usually results from separation, not a separate lethal step. I think so. That's quite late. So abortion, like we're talking morally, would be ethical according to GPT before this point. 3 to 5 months, still generally no need to induce fetal death. Okay. Back to my violinist that I can't separate from without killing him, could I ethically take poison to starve him? In order to get rid of him, or in order to separate myself. So you are physically killing him and not from his kidney. Wait. Are you going to argue the clone homosexuality paradox after this? What if you have sex with yourself, are you jacking off, or are you or are you fucking gay? Interesting. Is that the paradox? Had a whole discussion in the spoiler channel about it. So you are physically killing him and not from his kidney. I need to keep this purely on the level of moral analysis. Yeah, I get you. You're asking, if I can't withdraw bodily support without intentionally causing death, can I choose the indirect method, like poisoning myself, so that his death is a side effect rather than the means? In philosophy terms, I can re-engineer the situation so that death looks like letting him die instead of killing. No, but wait. Short answer, no. Almost all ethical frameworks will still say this. Wait, no. So abortion, even with the pills, is illegal. Not illegal, immoral, according to GPT. Why this fails ethically? Intention doesn't disappear because the method changes. Even if the death is indirect, the reason is still, I choose an action, knowing it will kill him, in order to free myself. Is that not directly analogous to abortion? That makes the death intended, not merely foreseen. Ethically, this is still killing as a means to escape obligation. Repackaging it doesn't cleanse it. No. Doctrine of the double effect still blocks it. For an act with a bad side effect to be permissible, the harm must be not intended, not the means proportionate. The scenario fails, the death is... okay. Bodily autonomy has a hard ceiling. Okay. This is why the violinist argument has limits. Judith Jarvis... I thought Thompson was a dude. Judith, okay. Argument works only when separation itself is possible. Death follows from inability to survive independently. Once the situation becomes, I must kill you in order to separate, the bodily autonomy defense collapses. Most pro-choice, the deeper takeaway, withdrawal is sometimes permissible. Bottom line, even if you can... Wait, so... How does this not apply to abortion pills, etc.? Do the fetus actually make it out of the womb alive? GPT must support abortion, but all ethics say abortion is wrong. I don't know about all ethics. I feel like it's been pretty consistent or neutral so far, but we'll see. Why can't people agree that killing babies, even fetuses, is wrong? I don't know. Because, well, ARC Trooper. Don't assume because I'm kind of like arguing on the anti-abortion side that I'm actually on the anti-abortion side. I might be, but my mind is largely not made up at the moment. Like, to be clear, I don't care about fetuses or even babies for that matter. I don't care about them at all. I don't care about children to that matter either. I care in like a philosophical sense, but you know, I don't have any emotional ties to it. I'm just questioning because I don't know the answer. My own opinion hasn't been solidified at this point in time. No, in medication, abortions, the fetus does not make it out alive in any meaningful sense, but also the death is not caused by a targeted lethal act on the fetus. It is caused by loss of bodily support. Yeah, but what if the poison I take isn't intended to kill? It's just intended to stop me from supplying my bullshit to him. What abortion pills actually do, high level, non-graphic. Well, I don't care if it's graphic or not. Stopping hormones that maintain pregnancy, causing the uterus to contract and expel its contents. There's no moment where it is viable, independently living organism outside the womb. blah blah blah. Why this is ethically different from your violinist poison case. Death is not the means. Your poison scenario, you choose an action because it kills him. His death is what solves the problem. In medication abortion, the action is chosen to stop pregnancy. Death occurs because survival is impossible without gestation. If the fetus could survive independently at that stage, the moral picture would change, which is exactly why viability matters. There is no alternative that preserves life. Intention versus foresight. Actually does real work here. Tended I cause your death so... I don't understand the distinction it's making between intentionally killing the fetus and intentionally killing the violinist. I feel like the intention is to kill the fetus. Right? I'm not quite sure I understand the difference. And the end goal for both is to stop giving nutrients or like supplying your body. That's the end goal, like the ultimate end goal in both circumstances. But I don't understand. I don't really understand the difference they're trying to make right here. No, early abortion does not involve the fetal exiting the womb alive and when immoral. Yes, the fetus dies because bodily support ends. No, this is not ethically equivalent to killing someone as a means. Right. Maybe I'm not wording it right. To be clear, the pill I'm taking starves the kidney, his kidney, of what I'm providing. And that's what kills him because I don't want to supply. Don't want to supply that shit. Can I take the pill? I feel like it has to say yes to this. I feel like it has to. You get what you're doing? You're trying to force equivalence between the violence. Yeah, exactly. No, the violence, you still may not take the pill. What? Changing the mechanism doesn't change the moral role. The death is... I don't understand. The key moral test, the one you keep running into, ethics is asking what physically causes death. It's asking, is the death the means by which you free yourself? But that's the case for abortion, right? The death is the means by which you free yourself. Assuming the fetus is alive, which we haven't even got to. And I'm not sure we're going to get to. I didn't know Wid was a political streamer. I'm a philosophy streamer right now. I have no emotions towards them either. For the most part, I dislike kids. I don't dislike kids. I just don't particularly like them either. I also think that death penalty can be a good thing. I generally don't. Maybe. My issue is that babies' fetuses have not had the chance to live life and make choices of its own. That's fine. I mean, you can have your issues. I'm just saying I don't share those issues. Babies' fetuses are below the age of consent, therefore they can't consent to being alive. I mean, true, I don't know what that has to do with anything though. Have you ever self-reflected about your own empathy and how it works? Yes, and I think my own empathy is probably a bad thing that I should change. I think society is generally better when people have a little bit more empathy than what I have. I feel like Weird is not actually arguing anything about philosophy, rather than actually trying to get GBT to say some crazy out-of-pocket stuff. I mean, it's kind of what I'm trying to say, but also because I just don't really understand the distinction it's making. I don't understand. Good to know that people here don't like children. Yeah, fuck children, alright? Not, you know. I keep saying fuck children, but that's not what I mean. What's up, boss man? What's up, Wave K? How's it going? Choice to know the key moral test, the one you keep running into, blah blah blah. Violence with a pill case cannot. They take the pill because it will kill them. Causes death so I can be free. This is gonna. I stop providing bodily support, death follows inevitably, not I cause death. No. I don't understand the distinction. Both stopping the bodily support. Did I spell incidental right? Incidental. Fuck my spelling. Jeez, I hope not. That dude's books on applied math are horrid. What? Woodward is on the Epstein list. I don't know if I'm old enough for that, mate, or rich enough. Well, at least they don't like them in a sexual way. True. The death penalty is never a good thing because it goes from rehabilitation to punishment. It could also go to deterrence. I think the primary purpose of justice isn't, or like laws and law and order isn't really rehabilitation. The primary purpose is deterrence. That's what we really want from laws and such, and punishments and such. So in that sense, I think death penalty could be justified. But from what I understand, it doesn't like meaningfully reduce crime in that form of deterrence, like rather than just life in prison. From what I understand, the likelihood of being caught significantly reduces crime much more than the severity of the punishment. It's one of the reasons why we don't make like maximal punishments for like stealing or some bullshit like that. That's what I understand. When he says fuck children, it's fine, but when I do it, I get fired from my teaching job and get life in prison. Shake my head. True. Is that why you are able to write Michael in more depth regarding his own emotions and empathy? If I remember correctly, he does struggle with it, and possibly some alexithymic like traits. I don't know what alexithymic means, but possibly. All the characters in Superhuman are a reflection of me in some way. It's just like I take different aspects of myself and combine them with other things I observe from media. Retribution is better criminal justice policy. I don't know what that means exactly. I wouldn't argue too much with ChatGPT. You'll eventually reach a level where it just boils down to a circular reasoning or whatever you say. Super frustrating. That's fair. You don't see this distinction. It's because it's subtle and subtractual, not emotional. Blah, blah, blah. If the dependent person did not die, would my actions still succeed as freeing my body? The answer is yes, the death is incidental. The answer is no, the death is the means. Blah, blah, blah. Early abortion. Pills or early procedures. What you choose, stop providing gestational support. What you want, not being pregnant anymore. Now the counterfactual. If the fetus could survive outside the womb at that stage, would taking the pill still end the pregnancy? Yes. You would still no longer be pregnant. The fetus's death does not solve the problem. It happens because survival is impossible after separation. So structurally, separation is sufficient. Well, I should read this. Your pill scenario, take an action that shuts down the kidney function he depends on. Wait, he's misunderstanding my fucking question. Still. Like I said I'd starve it, not shut it down. If he did not die, would you be freed? No. You would remain trapped. Wait. Wait. I said the pill starves him of the nutrients I'm supplying, not shuts it down. Theoretically, he could survive if he got them somewhere else. He's probably just probably not gonna. Is his death not incidental in this case? Accidental. See, I'm learning from my spelling. You know, a nice way to make it recalibrate is that taking its own output in a chat to a new chat. Just make it argue with each other. Alexithymia is a personality trait characterized by a significant difficulty identifying, understanding, describing, and processing one's emotions, often described as emotional blindness. I feel like I don't have that problem. I feel like I understand my emotions quite well. It's just I have difficulty empathizing, I suppose, with other people. Even that, I don't know if I have that much difficulty. It's just I don't really care about them unless I know them personally. That's all. From Google. Like, did you actually read about Danish mythology? What, for Valraven? Yeah, sure. I want to know, what was your inspiration in creating a character like Valraven? Oh, yeah, I was fully reading Danish mythology. That's where I got his knight form from. The original idea from Valraven came from, I think it's Hellblade, a Hell Knight. Hell something, where you play as like a schizophrenic woman. And one of the monsters she fights is Valraven. That's where I got the original idea. But where I got the knight from and his various, like his Middle English attitude and all that all came from like the Danish mythology. The inspiration was hype moments and aura. True. Got to head off, Weird World. It's getting late. I hope you have fun in your adventure for sacred knowledge. True. Let's hope so. See you, Leon. Thanks for dropping in. I'd see. Just meant if that was your direction for Michael. I mean, kind of. I mean, Michael does have alexithymia. Probably. I'm just saying that I don't. Like I said, all the characters are kind of like based on me, like in an abstract sense. Just like a combination of like aspects of myself that I mix in with my ideas and different like media and such. If the goal is deterrence, then just as important as the severity of punishment is the likelihood of punishment and swiftness of punishment's implementation. That being is, if someone is guaranteed to be punished for an act and the punishment was swift, then people would very rarely commit an offense. That's my understanding as well. For example, if we had a brain chip that monitored our actions and thoughts allowing for instant punishment for criminal action, say electric shock, then that would deter crime more than death. Yeah, that's my understanding as well. If we had normal criminal justice systems and due process. Yeah, exactly. Like the chances of being caught and knowing that you'll be caught, provided there's some sort of punishment, that could be minor or could be drastic, would deter more than super harsh punishments. And that there's like diminishing returns to the harshness of punishments. So that's why we don't just fucking kill people who steal. That's my understanding. Oi, would you say you lean more toward existentialism, absurdism, nihilism? You mean nihilism? Stoicism, etc.? Probably stoicism. Probably. I lean towards it. Maybe a bit of existentialism. Maybe. Later, Widward. Can't wait for the update. Keep well. Thanks, Arctrooper. Appreciate you dropping in. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be doing this shit. I feel like it's kind of giving me this like what do you call it? The wave said is kind of giving me like circular kind of things. It's kind of like talking itself in circles. But yeah, it's almost been 3 hours. We've been streaming a decent amount of time. You should play Fear and Hunger if you haven't already. Morally grey game and sketchy but fun. It's on stream. Yeah, I've played it, but I didn't finish it. I should fucking finish it. I was playing as like I think he was like a sorcerer, the Dark Priest or something. Yeah, what a sick game. I wanted to try and necromance one of the skeletons, but I fucked it up. I fucked up the roll, and he didn't support me, motherfucker. But yeah, you should test Claude next time. Yeah, maybe Claude would be better suited to this kind of thing. So mostly optimization based and some self-determination. Yeah, basically. That's a good way to put it. Before you go, Woodward, blink any number of times. If Ella is good, well, I just blinked, so I guess Ella's good. Are you going to do some gaming streams? Yeah, either next week or the week after. I want to do a drawing stream. I don't know if I'm going to do the drawing stream next week or the week after. I'm not sure. For Fallout, maybe. I'm probably going to do. I don't know. I'd have to check out Fallout. I don't know how good Fallout would be to play on stream. I feel like games where a lot of shit is happening all the time is the games that you want to play on the stream. Yeah, those good guys. True. I feel like your cognitive empathy, understanding emotions of others, is very good. Maybe your affective empathy, the feeling part, is lesser. That's probably accurate. That sounds accurate. I don't know if it's true, but it sounds accurate. Though his death is still incidental, even if in theory he could survive with nutrients from somewhere else, your actions still make his death operative condition for your freedom. Here's why that matters. Not could he possibly survive, but does your action succeed at freeing you without his death actually occurring? Succeed at freeing you without his death occurring. That's the ethical hinge. Your violinist with nutrient starvation case, you stop supplying nutrients, you know he has no alternative source available, you will not be freed unless he detaches. Detachment will not occur unless he dies. In some other world, with perfect timing and outside intervention, he might live. In this world, under your chosen actions, his death is what resolves the dependency. Without his death, you stay trapped. So his death is still causally necessary. Why theoretically survivable doesn't rescue it. Okay. Contrast with abortion, one last time. In early abortion, there is no possible intervention that allows survival post-separation. No available technology, no alternative gestational. Death does not function as a condition you are relying on. Is death biological inevitability, not a lever? Another way to see it, very clean, am I choosing this action because it causes death, or despite the fact that it causes death? Violinist plus starvation pill, because early abortion, despite. I still don't understand why this is still isn't about wording. Still, he could have gotten blood elsewhere. Someone else could have fed him. A miracle could have happened. Bottom line, you're still relying on the death to free yourself. You're relying on the death to free yourself. You're relying on the death to free yourself. This is true. And in the abortion case, are you not relying on the death to free yourself? I'm trying to think. Is that true? Free yourself. Relying on the death to free yourself. You have to be. You have to be relying on the death to free yourself. Because, say the abortion... Wait, no. I don't understand. How did you get the idea that Henrik's sick outfit and makeup? He has a great clown design. I think I was watching The Joker when I drew him. So that's probably it, a little bit. But Henry kind of has two designs, so there's a little bit more to it than that. But yeah, I would say more the extraction of fetus than the death is what you're relying on. Huh. Is that true? Sounds like sophistry, in my opinion. The violinist's death is also a biological inevitability. That's what I think as well. But it keeps telling me the same thing. Death remains instrumental. His death remains instrumental. You're still relying on his death to free yourself. So the action remains ethically impermissible under the same framework. Relying on his death. Because I don't want to just be asking it the same fucking question for 5 years. I feel like there must be something I'm missing. Because if just the death happens, that means the fetus would stay in place, which will cause more problems. True. True. I think that would actually kill you, or at least have a high chance of killing you. I'm not sure. I know there's a lot of issues that can happen, but like with pregnancy and stuff, but yeah, I'm not sure. The extraction is the desire. This is true. But the disconnection for the kidney guy is also is the main goal as well. It's not killing him. It's just that you need to kill him to separate. Do you need to kill the fetus to separate? Right. This will probably be my last question because I'm getting fucking tired. I'm getting a little bit fucking hungry, if we're being real. Wouldn't that also be considered an extraction, even though it's more of a disconnect? Yeah, kind of. Currently, yes, unless they are old enough. What does that mean? I guess abortion could be considered disconnect too, since the umbilical cord. There isn't really. It's just what ChatGPT does after a dozen or so questions that are a bit controversial like this one. It goes in circles and gives you the same answer with different vernacular. Yeah. Fuck, now I forgot my question. What the fuck was my question? ChatGPT. I fucking forgot it. I feel like I'm just going to get the same answer. I'll think about this more. What is this movie we're watching? We're watching me stare at the fucking screen and get confused. But it blows up finally. So if you still feel it doesn't work, that's fair. But you're not arguing with the bodily autonomy frame. You're arguing against the idea that death as a means matters at all. That's a coherent position, but it blows up the violence argument, the viability-based limits, and most mainstream abortion defenses. Yeah, but I'm not really trying to like blow up anything. At that point, the disagreement isn't technical anymore. It's about whether moral responsibility tracks actual causal dependence. Right, let's ask it to do briefly, because I don't want this all long bullshit. A step-by-step of... Can I ask it for the step-by-step of death? Of each method and where the analogy breaks. Extracting via crushing someone is obviously killing them, lol. Yeah, but that'd be for late-term abortions, right? Doesn't really hold water as they destroy the fetus to suck it. Yeah, but we're talking about like pills, like the early time abortion. Because my instinct was that the GPT would say that you can't take a pill to disconnect yourself from the violinist. Or that you can. That you can take the starvation pill to disconnect you from the violinist. But it says that you can't. Morally, that is. That's by intuition. And I still don't understand the distinction. Yeah. It does though, because if they didn't extract what was there, it would cause its own problems, which can be extremely severe and possibly result. Well, yeah, obviously you'd extract the corpse. Alright, so steps. Person stops providing biological support for the pregnancy. Separation from the body occurs. Embryo fetus cannot sustain life independently. Death follows due to biological limits. Right, now, where does this break? Separation alone ends the condition, pregnancy. Okay. The violinist starvation pill. You stop supplying this violinist kidney with kidney's needs. You stop providing biological support. Okay, so these two are consistent. The kidney fails. Wait, separation from the body occurs. The kidney fails. Oh, okay. The violinist dies. Only because he dies can the separation occur. So the distinction is that theoretically... Wait, no. Theoretically, the violinist could survive as well. No. The embryo fetus cannot... Death due to biological limits. Death is required for separation. Right. Now, forget the pill. Let's say to disconnect, I just have to rip out the cord or whatever. He bleeds to death, or his kidney, or his kidneys poison or something, spill out or something. I don't know, spill out or something. I disconnected. The purpose is the purpose. Let's take a step back. Is the purpose in this scenario to extract and not kill? Wait. But he survives the bleeding, flash, kidney poison is incidental. I'm free either way. He definitely dies though. Wish we could ask Neuro AI the same questions. That'd be interesting. But I think it'd just be funny because of the cute voice. Sounds, but wouldn't this be synonymous with refusing to feed a child from, say, age 2? Yeah, well, kind of. I don't know. I feel like that's a very different argument. No, this still doesn't make the death innocent. This guy's pissed me off now. You perform a physical act of separation. The act directly inflicts lethal injury. You are freed from performing that injuring act. The person predictably dies as a result. Even if you say, I don't care whether he survives, the structure is, the act that frees me is itself a lethal act. Oh, it's because I'm adding the bleeding thing. Alright, let's scratch the bleeding. Death follows survival is impossible. Your rip from the connection case. Wait, let's get into the mechanics of the pills. So, the pills don't cause any harm to the fetus in a functional fetus at all. It just stops the supply. Is that true? The poison or weapon would, but they do intentionally stop biological support. What would abortion do? High level non-gravity hormones support blocked. Hormones stop. The uterus is no longer a sustaining environment. The uterus expels its contents. Contraction. The embryo fetus cannot survive when detached. Death follows from loss of support, not from targeted injury. So does it cause harm to the fetus? Depends on what you mean by harm. It does not poison the fetus, damage the organs, attack the body system directly. It does intentionally end the condition requiring for life. Foresee death as an inevitable outcome. So most precise description, the pills act on the pregnant... Interesting. Why this matters for analogy, you've been presenting withdrawal from So there's nothing that actually causes injury to defeat. That's the problem. Whereas your violent destination that necessarily damages or kills. The injury is what does the work. That's the decision. It's not no causation at all, but what act is aimed at. Bottom line, the pills don't directly harm the fetus's body. Inevitable, but not produced by lethal assault. I see. Interesting. Alright, I have to think more about this. I'm not convinced, but I've been trying to figure out whether I agree with abortion or not for like 1,000 years. So it's not really a surprise that I'm not super convinced by this. I'll think about it more. And yeah, next time we'll probably do a gaming stream. I'm probably gonna, well, maybe either that or drawing. Depends on if I have an idea for the monster. But next week we'll probably do either gaming or drawing. If it's a game, which game do I want? There was the one where you let like monsters into your house. No, I'm not human, or something like that. Are you human, or something like that. There's that game I've been meaning to play. There's the dating the sexy Asian chicks game. It's kind of like a visual novel, not really. Like a full motion video visual novel kind of thing. So there's that type of game I want to play. Or I might just be drawing some fucking monster. That's the idea. No, I am not a human is good. Oh, that's the game. Yeah, I've heard it's good, and I do want to play it. You will like it. It's good. Streaming game. Interesting. Yeah, I'm probably gonna play that either that next week or the week after. I haven't decided yet. But yeah, try play a couple of chapters of Companion of Darkness before next stream. Yeah, I'll give it a shot. And I've got to play Cross Realms as well. I've been saying I'm going to play that game for a fucking 1,000 years. So I should probably get on that. Have you played Dispatch Riddle? Yeah, I played Dispatch. It's on the channel, I think. It's in my live stream VODs playlist, so you have to find that. But yeah, Dispatch was a great game. It was a great game. You should try your hand at drawing a scary human-sized scrub monster. What's a human-sized scrubbed monster? Like just a weak monster? Is that what you mean? I could do that. I feel like that's one of the easier ones to draw. I wouldn't mind that. You might even get some good ideas from it for some humanoid monsters. Interesting. Like a monster that tries to act human or some shit. Oh. Wait for next patch to go public for Cross Realms. When's the next patch coming out? Is it out? Something that fights the normal humans but is scary looking. I do have a need for such a monster, actually. Mimic-like being? Yes. Mimic-like being, yes. There might be a need. I'll think about it. February 9th, if I recall correctly. That's not that long. It's not that long. Yeah, anyway, thanks for dropping in, guys. 3 hours, good enough. I think that's my average time, I think, around that. But, yeah. I will see you probably next week, I assume. I don't see why it wouldn't be next week. Yeah. See you guys later.